This year promises to be a spectacular affair as beauties of the Caribbean compete on one stage for the title of Miss Caribbean United. Come see contestants from the islands of Trinidad, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Nevis, St. Vincent, Anguilla, Dominica, Venezuela, Antigua, Dominican Republic, Margarita, Barbados, and host country Grenada. It's the 2018 Miss Caribbean United pageant, Saturday, June 2nd at the Spice Basket, uniting the Caribbean through beauty.
Look up now! Watch up now! My name is Jalen Olive, better known as Boise, better known as the Madras, your cultural ambassador, 4-time Soca Monarch of Grenada, 2 times OECS Monarch and 2 times Road Match, inviting you to Spice Mass 2018. This will be the one to experience. Well, Carnival Friday night is the biggest night because guess what? 1 stage, 1 night, 2 competitions, groovy and power. And guess what? Your artist may be the one. You never know. Come out and see who take the title. Foreigners come down to see it. Enough vibes, enough energy. Rag, flag, bandanas. It's pandemonium on that night, so you don't know. I mean, I will be defending on that night, so make sure and be there. Carnival Friday night, Soca Monarch, number 5. Johnny! They put your hand up in the air, rang up in the air, put your flag up in the air, put your hand up in the air, put it up, 1, 2, put it up. Soca Monarch.
This year's Spice Mass climaxes on August 13th and 14th. It is an event you just cannot afford to miss. I am Tamaya Monroe, Miss Grenada 2017, inviting you to the festivities, the shortney and all the different traditional mass, the fancy mass, the Monday night mass, and as Specky say, the best part of Carnival, the Juve. Spice Mass 2018 is one that's going to be fun, epic, unforgettable. Miss Grenada 2017 Tamaya Monroe inviting you to the Carnival Queen Show on August 9th, 2018 to witness the 7 beautiful ladies contesting for the title Miss Grenada 2018. It is an event that you cannot afford to miss. Miss Grenada said so.
This one is for mommy. You play your part and you still playing your part. I love you from my heart, boy. Mommy, you lost and love your body. Put it till you depart. This one's from my heart.
Pull your phone, tap the screen. Double times road match winners.
2016, 2017, and 2018. We're going to make some history in Grenada.
Last year, it was mass. This year is just more mass.
Talking about Spice Mass 2018. We want everybody to come, support, and let's have a good time on the Spice Isle. It's all about enjoyment and fun. Pretty mass and colors and jab and everything. So we just want everybody to unite, and it's all about tapping the screen.
They can't wait for us to come. Remember, come and experience the greatest carnival of all.
And also come and experience the beaches and the beautiful island, right? It's all about 2018 Spice Mass Carnival. Come enjoy.
Last night I drink the rum and I falling numb, but I know this morning I'm waking up. Tap the screen.
Pull your phone. Remember, it's going to be epic. 2018 Mass.
IMF forecast strong economic growth for Grenada for 2018-2019. Details to this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back with the National Report for today, Tuesday, May 15, 2018. I am Wendy Edmond. The International Monetary Fund has forecast that 2018-2019 will be the strongest year for economic growth for Grenada. On Tuesday, the Ministry of Finance, together with IMF's official, held a press conference highlighting their findings after a thorough assessment of the economic activities of the country. The mission, led by IMF's representative Bogdan Lizovolik, met with government's officials, members of the business community, the labor unions, and the civil society. In its new assessment of Grenada's economic outlook, the IMF predicts growth this year and next year of 3.6%. However, it warned that performance could be curtailed by minimal risks. IMF Mission Chief to Grenada, Bogdan Lizovolik, also made mention of the influence of the CBI program and credit unions towards Grenada's economic growth.
Economic growth in Grenada has been strong. Our assessment is that 2017 economic growth was 4.5%. That is substantially above what we estimated before. That is underpinned by good progress in construction sector and tourism sector. On the other hand, performance of the agriculture sector was a headwind because of weather-related negative effects. But overall, GDP growth has been way above what we had been projecting before.
Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell has given the assurance that the SEED program is not on hold. He was speaking during a meeting of the House of Representatives on Tuesday.
The SEED program is not on hold. We are not. Some of the problems that were evident in the house repair special project needing assistance, we cannot say that about the SEED program and the way it was managed and implemented. And that's to the credit of the Minister of Social Development and, of course, our friends who have supported this program consistently so.
Social Development Minister Honorable Delma Thomas also confirmed that the program is ongoing.
SEED, Mr. Speaker, the program is going well, and there were miscommunication where they believed that the program was on hold. However, this program is continuing as normal, and therefore I want to let beneficiaries know that this month your benefits will be available from the 24th of the month.
Minister Thomas says in subsequent months they will seek to pay 1 week before the end of the month to avoid the hassle experienced at month end. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
This year promises to be a spectacular affair as beauties of the Caribbean compete on one stage for the title of Miss Caribbean United. Come see contestants from the islands of Trinidad, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Nevis, St. Vincent, Anguilla, Dominica, Venezuela, Antigua, Dominican Republic, Margarita, Barbados, and host country Grenada. It's the 2018 Miss Caribbean United pageant, Saturday, June 2nd at the Spice Basket, uniting the Caribbean through beauty.
Welcome back. A major cleanup operation is on the way on the sister isle, Carriacou, in a bid to rid the island's beaches of sargassum, which has begun flooding the beaches once again. Details in this report. The cleanup on the mainland and Carriacou is being undertaken by the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment, Forestry, Fisheries, Disaster Management and Information in partnership with the Ministry of Health. It is being done in collaboration with private contractors in effort to accelerate the process, and it follows a cabinet-approved action plan for the sargassum cleanup, which runs from May 9th to June 8th, 2018 in the first instance. The sargassum is on various beaches like Telescope, Soubise, Marquis, and Hope in St. Andrews, Las Jess in St. David, Windward, and Mount Pleasant in Carriacou. Minister Kendra Matthew, Stewart of the Ministry of Caricom, Martinique Affairs and Local Government, says that the ministry is doing all in its power to ensure the eradication of the sargassum on the two main beaches in Carriacou.
We are presently at the Mount Pleasant beach. Cleaning work started sometime yesterday. We've engaged a contractor to assist with the provision of the services to remove the sargassum seaweed from this area. It is an area that is used quite frequently by the people of Mount Pleasant and surrounding areas. And so over the last 2 or 3 days, we've had personnel coming to clean up and to remove the seaweed from this particular area. And we are very happy and pleased with the process, with the progress of this activity, and hopefully something that we look to continue as we are plagued with this issue.
Residents, mainly on the eastern side of the island, say they are experiencing the adverse impacts of the sargassum because of the noxious odor and inconvenience to their livelihood.
Most likely, as the seaweed now start to come, they should have heap up the seaweed. They shouldn't make the seaweed a pile up there like that, so you know. Right now, the seaweed going down, you're going down the seaweed. You're looking like that, you're reaching quite up over your knee. Yeah, you deep down there. No matter you're seeing it so, you know. And when you go down in it, your foot sticking, you have to get a force to pull it up, to raise a foot, to drop it again. They're real terrible, you know. So, excavator come along this man in a stick, right? Come to take it out, they leave and they gone. Or when you should climb by the road, people passing in a vehicle, and you might find the barrier, nobody knows something like that. Smelling bad. They're real bad, real bad.
To be honest with you, in Maki, we don't really have the strong scent in Maki like how we have it in Subi's and Telescope. We don't have it because if you realize the water moving, you know, it'll settle like Subi's one way. Keep moving, so we don't really get the scent like how Subi's and other places get it.
Well, to be truthful, the seaweed are good and are bad. Because when the other side, sometimes we hold fish bite and sometimes we don't hold fish. But on the other side, when boats have to pass, some of them boats can't go through it. You understand? And when it comes shore again, depending on where it's developing, it's smelling stinky, spoiling TV, spoiling all different kind of things. You understand? Radio, even your fridge, door, the chain, all them kind of things is spoiling.
Many persons see the sargassum as waste, but it has multiple valuable uses. In Grenada, sargassum is already being used, once rinsed with fresh water, as an organic fertilizer, and farmers are reporting excellent results, especially with vegetables. A new wages advisory board is being established in the Ministry of Labour. During a meeting of the House of Representatives on Tuesday, Labour Minister Honourable Peter David said the board will examine wages in various sectors. Setting up of the board is just one of the initiatives being undertaken by the ministry in response to concerns by trade unions and the Employers Federation.
Setting up the wages advisory board will certainly cause us to have a look at minimum wage. As you're well aware, there is no single minimum wage, but there is a minimum wage for various sectors. We in the ministry are now reviewing that. We are going to set up the wages advisory board to have a look at the wages in various sectors.
This has been the National Report for today, Tuesday, May 15, 2018. I am Wendy Edmond, thanking you for viewing.
After returning the country on a sound economic footing, the new National Party government began releasing a number of developmental projects across the country, some of which were done by investors, both local and foreign, under the Citizenship by Investment program. Sharia Noel visited some of these projects, updates us on the work done, and tells the story of those who have benefited.
The Keith Mitchell administration stormed back to government in February 2013, promising to revive an economy left battered by the previous administration. Dr. Mitchell's new National Party promised to attract local and foreign investment as part of an overall plan to return stability to the economy and cut skyrocketing unemployment. The task was indeed challenging. Foreign investment projects that came to Grenada over the past 5 years include the Silver Sands Grenada, a $65 million U.S. investment luxury hotel and private villas. General Manager Christian Langlade confirms that confidence in the new National Party administration is the reason behind this significant investment.
The main reason why we are here and our investors chose Grenada is the great support that was extended by the government. Everybody has been extremely thoughtful and attentive in helping us to settle, whether it is on a legal point of view, a social point of view. We have very close relationship with the educational system, both for young apprentice, or whether it be TAMCC, even the private sector like the university, St. George's University, that have been extremely good to help. So on all fronts we have been duly guided, and thanks to the constant support of Minister Steele and the cabinet members, the Minister of Tourism, we are being constantly guided and helped in our mission, and it's a joint effort that will definitely lead to a great success. So I'm not sure everybody fully appreciates the intensity of our project and where we are, what we are aiming at doing, but on the very short term it's 180 direct employments, very probably an additional 120, 150 subcontractors and suppliers. And obviously if things are going well, there's no reason why we should stop at this current investment, and would like to do more, because both we feel that the destination deserves for more, and also has everything going for itself to increase again the size of the accommodations being offered and the caliber of operations.
Another of the major investments came through the Citizen by Investment program that aided in the expansion at Mount Cinnamon. Director of Savvy Grenada, Barry Colomo, explains.
We are going to double the size of our resort just based on citizenship by investment, and that speaks volumes. So you know, already we've had to employ more people because we have more rooms. Continue to offer high quality product which our customers expect. In terms of jobs, so all of these new suites and villas have to be built, so immediately there's construction jobs, but then there's sustainable direct jobs because you have a bigger resort, and there's more work for the ancillary services.
In the north of the island, Grenada has spent $4.6 million on the St. Patrick Breakwater project that employed some 30 people and returned the beachfront.
Perhaps the breakwater is the catalyst, will be the catalyst, because then there is access to the water up here, which at the moment there isn't. And so it will open up all sorts of opportunities up here, and I think all sorts of development will follow. So we are very excited about it.
The Olivera Nature and Beach Resort Tourism Development Project, also in the north of the island, has seen some $10 million invested to date.
They are primarily from the St. Patrick Parish. So we have River Sally, of course, Rose Hill, Satyrs. We also have from Tivoli, and there are also some persons from the St. Andrew Parish as well. So we're sticking more to the northern side of the island since our project is based here. Going forward, once the project is complete, obviously once we're up and running, there will be the opportunity for quite a few Grenadians to be employed. We would need restaurant staff, we would need our sanitary and cleaning staff, bar management, front desk and receptionist, housekeeping, landscaping and farming. So there'll be quite a lot of opportunities for persons to fully join and become part of our family going forward.
Another significant investment during the period under review is that of the redevelopment of what was known as Flamboyant Hotel. The new name is the Kempton Brandon Kiwana Bay, a 4.5-star international luxury beach resort overlooking one of the world's most pristine white sand beaches in Monroe, St. George, to the tune of $125 million. The Kiwana Bay project began in January 2016 and has created employment for over 60 people. Other major projects coming to the island, creating jobs and building the economy, includes the Clarkscourt Bay Marina, that has invested $45 million to date, generating 35 permanent jobs. The Point at Pitti Calavini Resort, which began in 2016, presently employs 80 construction workers and is expected to have 50 permanent employees on completion. Hideaway True Blue, a $21 million condominium development, is also well underway. Also, the Keith Mitchell administration in the past 5 years has spent a significant sum on construction of bridges and road repairs throughout the state. Construction, which has expanded considerably, has played a major role in reviving the Grenada economy between 2013 and 2018. I am Sherian Noel.
Single mom, child is hard to mind. Deadbeat fathers just make me sick. Let's do something to get rid of this problem quick.
Yes, this is me, Rootsman Kelly, 2017 Calypso Monarch of Grenada, Carriacou and Pitti Martinique. I'm inviting you, everyone, come down to Spice Mass 2018 and enjoy yourself with me. Remember, you will be enjoying the Jab Jab, traditional mass, Juve, Soca Monarch, and of course, the March Gras 2018 will be the best ever.
No. You let me. The look cinema. You always ice me on your shoulder.
Wondering about this new kid on the block.
Youth man learn, me say youth man learn. Youth man, you will get your turn.
Come down to Grenada and enjoy yourself.
Plastic rice, plastic cheese and plastic corn. It's another weapon of mass destruction.
Five locations have been selected and work has begun on the construction of Phase 2 of the Chinese low-income housing project. Ministry officials took a recent tour of the various sites and reports are they are pleased with the progress of work. Delroy Louison has more.
When government said that work will begin soon on the second phase of the Chinese low-income housing project, it meant every word. As you can see evidently behind me, right here in Diamond in St. Mark, work has begun for the foundation of the project. In approximately 3 years, Grenadians needing housing will benefit from affordable shelter when the second phase of the Grenada China low-income housing project is completed. 5 sites are presently being prepared for the erection of 647 housing units. These sites are located at Corinth in St. David, the Villa in St. Patrick, Diamond in St. Mark, Bouchejo in St. George, and Dumfries on the Sister Isle, Carriacou. These new sites will add to the already existing ones that are now inhabited by Grenadians in Frequenté Grand Anse, Subi St. Andrew, and Mungay in St. George. The Grenada China Low-Income Housing Project is being constructed by the Beijing Construction Engineering Group, whose full team is expected on island later this year. In the meantime, accommodation is being prepared for the Chinese team.
About 100 persons live here.
他们大概都什么时候到？
我们要陆续的来，大概得到今年年底吧。
They will not come in one time. Maybe some will come first and some will come later. And I think until the end of this year, all the people will arrive here.
In December last year, representatives from both China and Grenada signed a Memorandum of Understanding for the second phase of the project. The construction of these houses is part of the Human Settlement Program of the Government of Grenada through the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, as the Keith Mitchell regime seeks to improve the housing conditions of low-income households on a sustainable basis. It is also part of the overall Grenada Housing Improvement Scheme, which is implemented by that ministry.
Thousands of people, men, women and child, will benefit directly from this development. Hundreds of people will find job on the various sites for the next 3 years. So we'll have local people finding jobs as part of the agreement on those different sites.
The Housing Ministry recently visited the sites and saw that foundation work is well on its way. Civil engineer in the Ministry of Works and project manager of the project, Nigel Noel, gives us an overview of the preliminary work to be done on each site before the units are erected.
What we have here, this is building number 2, okay? Foundation for building number 2. So this, the form work that you see in here is to collect the binding portion of the foundation. So they're about to cast binding here. Now the binding is comprised of 200 PSI concrete mix. So that's the actual strength that you expected to have here. The ground was compacted at 100 kPa. That's the design compaction that was done by the consulting company, right? And now we are here now to basically look at if we are ready for casting that binding.
I want to once again extend thanks to the People's Republic of China for coming to our assistance, for making this big impact, and for being in current.
That was Parliamentary Representative for the Parish of St. David, the Honourable Oliver Joseph. His constituency will receive 226 units, the highest number in the entire housing project. Both parliamentary representatives for St. Patrick East and West, the Honourable Anthony Boson and Pamela Moses, are grateful for having affordable housing come to the historic parish.
We are extremely happy in St. Patrick's today. This is well timed. We are in dire need of housing in St. Patrick's and all of Grenada. But having working with the people in St. Patrick's East, I want to say to you, Ambassador, that what you have done for our people will remain with us. You are changing lives of the people in St. Patrick's, and we are honored to partner with you in servicing the Grenadian people.
I wish to place on record my appreciation and the appreciation of the people of St. Patrick of the efforts of our Minister of Housing, the Honourable Delma Thomas, and staff of the Ministry of Housing and Social Development for her unwavering support for this project. Let me tell you something. This project, the villa was supposed to be the third, what do you call it, not among the first, but the Minister and the Prime Minister had a discussion after I made a strategic intervention, and they both agreed that the villa should be upgraded and replaced among the first two projects to be implemented. So, Minister, I want to thank you for your intervention in this matter.
Apart from the strides being made with the project, what is also important to note is the friendly cooperation which both countries have developed.
I think between China and Grenada will be one team. Yeah, we must have a good cooperation and work together, and also have a good relationship between the two countries.
Reporting from the Chinese low-income housing project here at Diamond in St. Mark, I'm Delroy Luzon for State of Affairs.
Spice Mass Corporation presents White on the Sea, the Glow Cruise, Saturday 26 May, aboard the Brother 2. Come party with the kings of our Soca Kingdom, St. David's Monarch, Blaze, Tonic, 2 times and reigning Groovy Monarch, Dash, 2 times OECS Monarch, 2 times Road Match, 4 times and reigning Soca Monarch, Boise. Tickets cost $40 with barbecue included. Get your tickets now from the Spice Mass office at the GCNA Complex, Kirati James Boulevard. Any Spice Mass Corporation member, Mitchell's Pharmacy in Grand Dance, or call 440-0621. Boarding time 7 p.m. White on the Sea, the Glow Cruise. You must wear white.
For more info, go to the Little Miss Grenada Facebook page. This event is brought to you by LMG Committee. Little Miss Grenada Pageant, Saturday, May 26. Spice Basket. Tickets will be on sale very soon. Stay tuned for more info.
You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada via www.hardtalkgrenada.com.
For over 2 decades, Grenada has had one of the highest electricity rates in the world. In a non-competitive environment, the high rates have been putting businesses under pressure, forcing householders to cut, stifling economic growth.
Oh my Grenada.
Like countries such as Dominica, St. Lucia, and Jamaica, Grenada is moving to open up the power generation sector to competition.
Oh my Grenada.
Like with telecommunications, competition will spur innovation, ensure efficiency and reliability, and make electricity more affordable. the economy will grow faster, and in the end, the network company will sell more. With a stronger economy, electricity usage will increase, maintaining profits for the provider while the prices gets lower for the consumer.
Power to the people. Oh my Grenada.
In a liberalized economy, everybody wins. Liberalization is about the people of Grenada. Fair competition, fair prices, power to the people.
The Royal Grenada Police Force presents Ecstatic 3. A night of elegance, talent, intelligence, laughter, fun, entertainment, and refreshments as the men and women of the 4 clubs, along with Her Majesty's Prison, challenge each other for the King and Queen title, along with bragging rights. It's the night of lyrics and entertaining calypsos as the Police Monarch will be crowned Friday, 1st June, Grenada Trade Center, 7 p.m. Tickets cost $30. And you can win fantastic door prizes. Ecstatic 3, Friday, June 1st. Grenada Trade Center. This ad sponsored by Huggins.
Somebody wave your hands and give me praise. Say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down.
Yeah, that tends to remain the situation.
Grenada, what you say? We can't sit down.
We can't sit down.
Sit down. We can't.
Good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, all of the islands in and between. Wherever you are listening to Hard Talk this morning, my name is Sheldon Scott.
And I'm Devon Romain.
And this is Hard Talk, broadcasting live from Hard Talk Studios, 97.5 FM, the City Sound FM.
89.5 CRFM.
Yeah, they're coming on in our timing. Right, nice. 92.9 FM, Sister Isle FM.
And 94.9 We Vibes Radio out there in Brooklyn, diaspora listeners.
Yes, and we're also online at Hard Talk Grenada on Facebook and www.hardtalkgrenada.com. That's our website. Yeah, and we are also on the City Sound website. We're on the Sister Isle website. We're also on the We Vibes website as well. Hey, I'm seeing Terry. Good morning to you, Terry. I'm seeing Chris, Andra, Denise, Sonia, Licia, all of you jumping onto the live this morning. KB, good morning. I realize you're outer island, KB.
KB in Canada.
And he just juking fire.
Yeah, cutting and it's selling out with that.
KB like an old time baker with them outside oven. All he doing is juking fire,
juking
fire.
Inside there. You're coming back and I'm with you. You're staying out there for long now.
Yeah. Betty is there, Cynthia, Kim, Rafael, Trevor, Jillian, Peter. Wait, not Pedro. Pedro, watch in cabinet. We're doing not Pedro in cabinet and on hat. Come off the thing, Pedro. Oh yes, hey, Miss Courtney or Miss Thomas, how are you? Martin and Zephyrin, we're seeing all of you on the live this morning. Remember to like and share the live.
Yeah, I owe Zephyrin a call, man. I must. Zephyrin, good morning to you. Morning to all those out there
one
in
thing,
Long
if you
Island.
owe, you will pay. I know that. So if you owe him a call, you go give him a call.
Definitely have to. Yeah.
Right.
I have to.
Folks, it is a beautiful Tuesday morning. It feels like a Monday, eh?
It feels.
But it's actually a beautiful Tuesday morning. Usually on a Tuesday morning, you'd have the post-cabinet press briefing at this time. Now, because yesterday was a holiday, that means that cabinet is taking place now, and the post-cabinet press briefing will be tomorrow. All right? But we have several activities coming up as well. Hey, there's the finance ministers meeting. I can't remember if it's Commonwealth or if it's regional. But there's a finance ministers meeting that's going to be taking place here in Grenada. So you'll be seeing some heads of government and some finance ministers from around the region. They will be here next week Saturday, not this Saturday, but next weekend. They'll be here for a few days.
1st of June from the 1st of somewhere around there.
No, it's actually the 30th of May, I think. So they'll be here for a few days.
I said June, 30th of May. Man.
Yeah, they'll be here for a few days. So maybe going up until the 1st, 2nd of June or whatever it is. And then remember, on the 8th of June, we will also have some regional visitors as we officially open our Parliament building. Yeah, we'll be opening officially our Parliament building. That's going to be Friday, the 8th of June. I can't tell everybody come up and go and ting because the thing is, it's limited space on the inside. So it's going to be limited to the amount of people who can be on the inside. I'm not too sure how they're going to format it, but we'll give you more information as we get the information from Parliament. All right?
And I hope they're thinking about the big screen.
Definitely, they're going to end up having to do a big screen.
With a couple of
I don't know how the screen going to work with the daylight.
Yeah.
So, but they're going to, well, come and think, they could check Judah, they could check Wagi.
Yeah,
they have
that kind of system.
Instead of having to use the screen as the projection screen, these days is LED screens they're using. It's like a big television. They make it up in sections and you turn it on and you do your thing from. So they could use that.
And we have men capable of doing these things inside.
As I say, Judah, Wagi, both of them had them screens. Yep. So they might be able to touch base with one of them, touch with Richie Olivier. Richie Olivier, good morning. Touch base with Richie Olivier and thing. I say, Olivier, let me call the cousin. Hey, Buffy, I find you give us up, boy. Buffy, you don't even pass in and see your partners, boy. No. Not so we used to live. Buffy. Right.
PD, morning.
PD wake up yet. PD get real trouble this weekend and that with sun tied up there in Petit Martinique, Perron dance on the tabletop, and well, he does always dance on the tabletop. But I mean, Perron on top the people tabletop does build the counter just to take the weight and all kind of thing. Perron, you real get on in that with sun tied. That Juve yesterday morning.
Morning to the people of Petit Martinique. Just recovering from a wonderful weekend.
That dance off yesterday. Some very talented young people, boy. Yeah, believe me. For those of you that may not have seen, I saw some clips of it online. Wow. Yeah, believe me, they have some very, 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 very talented youth out there in Carriacou, Petit Martinique. And I saw them dancing and saw that the dance competition yesterday at the Whitsuntide Regatta there in Carriacou at the closing of it. And also they had a wonderful show with Benjai, and so I think Saturday night they had Juve up there yesterday morning. So man, Petit Martinique was a place to be this weekend. Those of you that didn't go, you miss it. I've been there once, but I've been to not to Petit Martinique once. I've been there a couple of times, but I've been to that activity once, and believe me, don't miss it next year. Do like Perron, book your flight and thing to come down and take part. Mr. and Mrs. St. Ignac, I hope you all are having a wonderful morning this morning. Mama Jane, Shirma, hey, the Benjamin family, Erica, good morning to you. Good morning to Irina. Good morning to the entire family. I hope you all are having a fabulous morning this morning. Each and every one of Diana. Yeah, if I didn't say that one. Anytime I reach in Petit Martinique, I get in boxing. And even though he's not in Petit Martinique, he's most likely in the UK. Good morning to you, Keshroy. Yeah, I know he does tune in every now and again and see what's going on. So I had to say good morning to you as well.
What's the population of Petit Martinique at this point in time?
I don't know, but I can tell you it's love, 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 and more love. Honestly, I don't know the population. I can tell you it's just a loving place. That I can tell you. That is for sure.
That is just enough to encourage me to visit, to think about visiting there more in a shorter space of time. I need to go to Petit Martinique. I just need to. It's a need. You have an urge to do something. I don't know what it is, but I got to.
Yeah.
Good morning to all the bus drivers here, nation.
I'm just receiving a notice that the opening has been postponed, so the opening won't be on the 8th.
Won't be on the 8th.
Won't be on the 8th.
Push it back.
I'm also receiving notice that it's not a finance minister's meeting, or CDB Board of Governors meeting. But I think that there's also a finance minister's meeting as well. There were two meetings that Keisha had spoken about. I think one was a finance minister's, one was the board. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up. So I'll take the person who messaged me word for it. I know they know what they're talking about.
Keisha, good morning to you, my dear. And how are you doing?
I wonder if you call Keisha.
I think
we should have a guest in with us at 10:30. We have another guest in with us for 11.
Keisha, so we put you on notice.
We guess in, we go have guests inside with us.
Yes, we guess in that the guests.
We guess in, we go have guests inside with us.
And it's some reliable guests.
Yeah.
So we could guess that they come in.
We could say yes, we go have a guest when it comes to 10:30. Yeah, for surety we'll be having a guest at that time, man. Then 11. Yeah, we should be having a guest in at 11 with us. Quite an eventful weekend though. Some tragedy over the weekend. It's like I was hearing about one, and then within the space a short time,
the next couple of hours.
Yeah. And again, our condolences, Devon and myself and Nazibi, the Hard Talk family on a whole. Our condolences to the families who have lost their loved ones, and we all our prayers are with you. And the thing is, it's so difficult. What do you tell a person when they've lost a loved one? There's nothing that could console you, you know. Nothing that could console you that you're not going to see that person moving around. And so again, our condolences to the families who've lost their loved ones in such unfortunate circumstances. In such unfortunate circumstances.
One in St. Andrews was almost in my backyard, basically. You know, it's a difficult thing to deal with, but hey, you know, the Lord give it and He take it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, indeed. And we're not taking the calls yet. We're not taking the calls, and so yet. But quite a few activities over the weekend. I know they had Invictus. They had. Hey, I see my good partner down there, boy. What do you call the place again? Junction. They had a breakfast, not breakfast, what do you call it? A brunch. Okay. It was a nice little activity, and so, yeah. Hey, I'm talking. Me ain't going them thing, you know. I'm talking. I ain't going them thing. Well, I hear Dashville, Dashway. I hear that thing was real action. Yeah, boy. Dash. But Nazibi, he dropped them tunes, right? He dropped the new tunes. All the songing. Dash. Yeah. I know you're somewhere outside the building. Dash. Pass and drop your music, please.
Dash. And even if it's 5 minutes, we can talk to you.
We know for sure. Them guys next door listening.
Yeah.
So
Dash.
Somebody go tell him. Go and bring your music.
Yeah. 5 minutes we need of you.
Just pass, knock on the door.
Yeah, and just come in.
Nazibi go come out.
Yeah.
Take the flash.
Coco, and we know it's you.
Yeah.
Right.
Nazibi coming out and take the flash, or if you want to pass in, Dash, you want to pass in a flash. Right. We ain't gonna tell you mash.
Yes. No, at all.
Yeah, right. So you could come. You could come. All right. So that's no problem. We here. Yeah, man. Dashville still recovering. Yeah. Still seeing all kind of thing outside there, all kind of thing.
Yeah. You could see the place still in a weary state.
Yeah. At least they didn't root out them tree and thing.
No.
Talpri didn't pass and sing trees.
No, well, they root out. It's a good thing too, because your mango tree are full.
But don't talk about the mango, boy.
I'm planning.
Don't talk about that mango.
But here I'm planning.
Mango talk alone, right?
Tomorrow, please the Lord. To all you online listeners, I will have some commercial break too. I have a nice surprise for you. Don't get mad, but a wonderful surprise.
Man, leave that alone. Boss, you encourage it. I
go have a show it on your hand too. I bring along some starchy and some
You go encourage pretty lasagna.
Now country mango mango down and sweet.
But I was talking about you encourage pretty lasagna. People go want to know where you get that, so they go up country and look at the place.
Let it come in the country, they go find the country. People are making joke for the mango these days.
Yes, indeed, folks. Also, over the weekend, we had the Whitsuntide Games. Yeah, Whitsuntide. I haven't had reports. So I think that the organizers of the Whitsuntide Games link up with us now. Because what's been happening is, number one, I think for such an important games, it's a bit too low-keyed. I don't think that there are a lot of other activities that really pull away from it, but I just think that it's too low-keyed.
Yeah, it's not much has been.
You come from the hype of something like the Grenada Invitational, and you expect that people energized about sports and all of that, and then you come and you hit the you hit the what do you call it again, the Whitsuntide Games, and it's boom, and you have such wonderful performances taking place there, but it's just gone down. Boom. I mean, come on. We need to the organizers. Yeah, I call it for what I see it. I have nothing personal against anybody. I don't even know who the organizers are, but I call it as I see it. We need to do better than that.
Much better than that. Put some more energy into it. Hey, Sonia, good morning, Sonia. And how you doing? Yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful summer day in Toronto.
Hey, let them people and them enjoy themselves now. Hey, I have to say happy birthday to a wonderful lady. A lady who has guided many people through the public service, through the field of sports, and sports administration. Let me say a very special happy birthday. Happy 23rd birthday to Mrs. Vida Victor Bruno.
23rd. Wow, she that young?
Yeah, 23 years old.
23.
Vida Bruno Victor. I don't say Vida Victor
Bruno.
I said the wrong way around. It's Vida Bruno Victor.
Energetic lady. Happy birthday, ma'am.
Yeah, let me say a very special happy birthday to you. And I do hope that you have a wonderful and enjoyable day today.
A true Grenadian, you know.
working in the public service. Mrs. Vida Bruno Victor was my PS, as in my senior, my PS, and then going back into the public service for a while as the junior minister again. Mrs. Bruno was there to greet us as our PS, and so very capable lady. I can tell you, I was a backbone within any ministry that she was in, always like a backbone boy. Strong lady. Yeah, strong. When you talk strong Grenadian woman,
that's
a strong Grenadian woman.
Powerful.
Yeah, she's strong like a shot at rivers early in the morning without any chaser.
That lady has energy. She has been going since in the 70s, you know.
Yeah.
In terms of that type of activities and up till now.
You know the woman still had the shot with netball. Up to this day, the woman still had the shot, you know. She could still sink it, you know. Don't watch her so, you know. She taking her netball and she putting it in.
You know what I love about her playing netball? She was rough. Rugged. You understand? When you see her playing netball, you see her and she hold onto that ball, you see the seriousness and the thing, you know. I mean, she's a happy birthday to you, ma'am, and we really hope that you have an enjoyable day.
Also, we've had some wonderful performances by some of our athletes, and I know she's always glad to hear stories like that. We had some wonderful performances by some of our athletes over the weekend. Mark and Felix, he won a gold medal at the NJCAA athletics. That's up there in the US. And he also broke the record in that meet. He had a throw of 71.36 meters. Yeah, so he had a record in the javelin at the NJC. Oh, National Junior College. What's that one? NGCAAA. Mike, you had to give me them kind of abbreviation, what it mean. And anyway, right, but the NJCAA, he's the gold medalist, and he also broke the record in that meet, right? So that is Mr. Markham Felix. You also remember him from the Carifta Games 2016, I believe it was, 2016 or 2017, 2016 Carifta Games here in Grenada. He would have gotten the silver medal or the bronze medal, silver medal, I think, in the javelin. Anderson Peters got the gold medal, right?
Gold, yeah.
Yeah. Also, congratulations to Candice Scott. Yeah, St. David's lady, right, of Grenada. Do you see? They didn't say St. David's, they say Grenada. She representing all of us. But St. David's, people like it to know she's from St. David. But yes, so Candice Scott, she is the gold medalist in the women's javelin throw at the NJCAA. So two Grenadians go up there and just clean up the thing.
Gold medal, take it up.
All you hear that? Hello, all they talking about who kill who and all kind of negative. All they doesn't want to talk about the positive when we young people doing positive thing.
Too much positive.
Two young Grenadians go and clean up the thing. She didn't set a record, but she had a throw of 48.39 meters. Grenada's own Candice Scott.
Gold medal.
Gold medal at the NJCAA women's javelin throw. So the men's champion, Grenadian. The women's champion, Grenadian. You know what that proved to you? Grenadian could real pelt.
Real pelt.
Don't vex us. We could pelt. And if you think we just started, you know, congratulations to Josh Boateng.
Yeah.
Of Grenada. Yeah. Boateng of Grenada. Yeah. With a throw. Here what Josh do. In the discus throw, he won the gold medal at the NJCAA. Them Grenadians just clean up all them throwing thing. When they say throwing, they say watch. Don't even bother throwing. Just get the Grenadian the medal. Because they were licking up the thing. So Josh Boateng, he had a throw of 55.97 meters in the men's discus throw. And he won the gold medal.
So he was gold for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Man.
But then Josh got a silver medal. You know? 2, yeah. Boateng also won the silver medal in the shot put with a throw of 18.11 meters, which is also, with a silver medal, also a Grenada national record.
Wow.
He now holds the Grenada national record in the shot put at 18.11 meters.
You know what, if you notice in the stages for the last couple of months, you have noticed he has been getting better and better, creating records and smashing records, and that is so good for them, man. So good for him and to all the Grenadian athletes out there.
But it says to me that something extraordinary is taking place with our athletes, that you have people like Josh Boateng breaking records, and this is not the first record he's broken for the year.
No,
national
not.
records. They keep moving the posts forward.
Exactly, and he keeps on going after it.
And there's this competition, it seems, between Josh, Anderson Peters, Markham Felix, Candice Scott. There seems to be this competition between them about who going and take the next gold medal. Yeah, and I'm talking about at the Olympic Games right now and the international games and so. And then you also have the brothers Lyndon Victor and Kurt Felix that are doing extremely well as well. I think we have a caller online. Let's take that caller.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Morning.
Sheldon Scott.
Hi, good morning, Mammy
morning.
George.
I hardly could hear you. You sung very far.
Okay.
Devon, good morning.
Good morning to you, ma'am.
Sheldon, I don't know if you could just permit me about 2 minutes, please, to say something.
Go right ahead, Mommy.
Okay, Joel is out of hospital.
Nice.
After 4 months and a half. And I just want to say thank God that he's out, thanking all the nurses, the doctors, the patients, the cleaners, the security, everybody. Even those who call and say a word of prayers, you know, and was very strong with us on behalf of Joel George and from the family, the George family. We just want to say thank you to everybody, all the neighbors, friends, just name it. The doctors, it was very good, especially Dr. Noel. The nurses, it was very helpful, you know, and just thanking God, although he can't walk as yet, but he's home and he's doing okay. So I just want to thank you all too. Okay, and saying morning to Miss Narega, Miss Jacob, Miss Joseph, and all the others, all those who help us in one way or the other. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant day.
All right,
thank you. Hoping to see you soon.
Yeah, yes. No problem. I'll make that extra effort, okay?
All right, and you know, I'm sure he stretch out there right now. I know he stretch out there on the chair right now, the leg out, eh? Nice,
Leg out,
yes. Indeed. Folks, yeah, I think we should be having a guest just now.
Yeah,
I see we 10:30 guests, 10:31.
Within a few, yeah.
We operate on military time here.
On time,
You operate on military time here. Time is time.
Yeah, time is time.
You making no joke.
Yeah, court marshalling people and things for, you know, not, you know.
There was no military discipline. I don't know about that. Yes, anyway, St. Luke Anglican Church in Grenville Vale, not in Grenville.
In Grenville Vale. Right between Boucherjou and Willis.
Right. You know, every year they have their harvest. They send a little note to us at Hard Talk. So I got a note here, and they're just asking us to let people know the 3rd of June. So this year the harvest is on the 3rd of June. That's the St. Luke Anglican Church in Grenville Vale. All right. Starting time 2 p.m. Yeah. So folks, head on out to that one. Eh?
Also,
nice.
to Sheldon, the people at Upper Level Promotion, Nola Bain and Peter Bain and company, and so they want to thank everyone who came out and support them in the Mother's Day Queen show and so that went on. They really would like to, you know, extend that, you know, thank you to everyone and their continued support.
You have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Good morning, caller. Go right ahead.
Yeah. I just want to say a pleasant good morning to Devon and Mr. Scott. I just want to call and congratulate the person of Olive Branch. They're doing a wonderful job. They're having a get-together, a fun day with the elderly at BBC come Sunday, this Sunday. And so we want to wish them the best and hope that all goes well for the elderly persons, and we're asking persons to come out and have fun with these elderly persons of our island. They've made great contributions towards the development of our country, and so we just want to say thank you to them. And so we're having this fun day. The Olive Branch is going together with them and have a nice fun day at BBC Beach. We're asking persons to come out and just, you know, say hi, congregate with them, socialize with them. And we're hoping to have a very nice fun day. So have a blessed one, people.
All right, man. Wonderful.
All right.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, man. They're taking the elderly out and
Olive Branch.
Make a little hang. Yeah. You know? Yeah, that's a nice thing, man.
They have made their contribution, and I mean, we have to appreciate it in doing so many things with them that they cannot afford to be doing while they were in their twilight, not twilight, but in their youthful age.
But there's olive branch, mangrove tree branch, kushu tree branch.
Let's come together and show that appreciation.
Wherever it is, we appreciate that, man. We love that. Yeah? And folks, support them. Whichever way you can, support them. You could never do too much for the elders.
Good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Devon.
Good morning, my friend.
Okay. Sheldon Devon, I want to say thanks to all who supported the breakfast Saturday gone by Travelers Bar. Well, Sheldon, that breakfast was a success. It was a success and this breakfast took place where no groups, no committee had us to take anyone to buy anything. All that was purchased with people that we call. We asked them to make donation, and that donation was made by them. We asking them whatever they're doing to do that at home and drop it. And they were calling people. No one turned us down. Everybody bring something to the breakfast. And I want to say thanks to those who donated, those that came out and buy. I want to say thanks. There is people that came there. They didn't buy, but they give something towards that family. I want to say thanks to the Grenadian people for supporting the breakfast. I want to say, at that breakfast you could see that love. Young men, all the age group of people came out and buy a breakfast. I want to say thanks for the success of the breakfast. Brother Sheldon, you and Devon, they all have a wonderful day. God bless you all.
All right, my brother.
Thank you, my friend. Wow. And that again, that's the kind of support we need from within the communities and so.
I ain't go boast, but I pass any breakfast.
Yeah.
I pass only two. Me and Jamil.
Yeah, well, I know you had a solid breakfast.
Yeah, me and Jamil go, man. We come there early morning and get breakfast. Yeah, making joke.
Exactly.
Come there, man.
And that is so good.
Yeah.
So good. People come out and support. And so
after the breakfast, if all you having a lunch in that.
We did. Well, I mean,
short man, Yvette. Good morning.
Morning to both of you. They have been doing
gosh, and I keep forgetting my two partners' name. Them men say I must shout them out. They always, anytime I reach by Shortman and Yvette, they does be there. And like they forgetting the name. Oh gosh, them men go deal with me when I pass there. I ain't go have it easy, I go have it hard. I ain't go have it easy at all. Oh, but I think we have a caller or somebody outside there. Yeah, the guests come. Yeah, but if the guests come, well, I guess they could come.
but that's our 11. That's our 10:30 guests or 11.
Oh, that the 10:30 or 11. That's not next door. That's the next one. Hey, well, that young lady could come and sit down there. Special thing.
I'm doing good.
Even though that's here we singing, we can't sit down and think. Don't worry that you come. You watch. Fix the thing, man. We having this guest here this morning. Hey, we go take the next thing there and we go switch it so and we go push so and so. We waiting on the man. How long? You ready to come now? Let him come now, and then we go take the next guest then. Let him come. So give us 1 minute. Let me just talk to this gentleman. Quick. And then we bring it. You see Devon go on doing all kind of thing. Hard talk. All it does real do thing on hard talk, All it does real do thing on hard talk. Folks, give me 1 minute. Let me just put up a song, and then we will come back with you in 2 minutes. All right, give us 2 minutes and we'll be right back with you. Okay? Nice.
First time in Grenada. Get ready for the Little Miss Grenada pageant. A night of beauty, elegance, talent, confidence, poise and excitement. Saturday, May 26th. Spice Basket. Starting from 6 p.m. The Little Miss Grenada pageant. For the first time in Grenada, every parish will be represented, including Carriacou and Peter Matnick. For more info, go to the Little Miss Grenada Facebook page. This event is brought to you by LMG Committee. Little Miss Grenada pageant, Saturday, May 26th. Spice Basket. Tickets will be on sale very soon. Stay tuned for more info.
The Royal Grenada Police Force presents Ecstatic 3. A night of elegance, talent, intelligence, laughter, fun, entertainment, and refreshments as the men and women of the 4 clubs, along with Her Majesty's Prison, challenge each other for the King and Queen title, along with bragging rights. It's the night of lyrics and entertaining calypsos as the Police Monarch will be crowned. Friday, 1st June, Grenada Trade Center, 7 p.m. Tickets cost $30 and you can win fantastic door prizes. Ecstatic 3, Friday, June 1st. Grenada Trade Center. This ad sponsored by Huggins. Ooh yeah.
I am stuck between a rock and a hard place. In this modern time, God gave us a gift. We brain and we cranium, still He gave us a mind. Think about positive endeavors to make we life rise up.
Yes, indeed. It's just a state of mind, folks. We have in studio with us our 10:30 guest that here at 10:39. Anyway, yes. Good morning to you. I'm still calling you by what I know you. The Honorable Roland Bowler. Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Sheldon. A very pleasant good morning to you and, of course, your co-host. And the listening public, if you choose to say that, I'd accept it.
I must say that. I mean, that's how I know you, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
For some reason, Minister Bowler, you know, I'm not hearing you through your microphone, you know.
Well, I don't know what your technician did.
That technician ain't so good. He leave the studio as soon as I start the thing, you know. That technician ain't so good. We had to fire the technician. Mr. Technician. You're like, he go on, but anyway, that one, you swing it a little to him.
Yeah.
Minister, just
share mic.
Yeah, we'll share the mic.
Yeah, okay.
Night. We're hearing you properly now.
Good.
All right. Yes, indeed. Just tell us a bit about your visit this morning to Hard Talk. I mean, there's no election, so you ain't going to tell us about get registered and thing.
Of course I'm telling you that.
Get registered?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we have constitutional reform coming up and thing. Yeah.
But not only that, registration is continuous.
Continuous?
Of course. And,
all right.
And based on our target for the next general election, the number of votes we're looking for nationally, people have to be reminded that they must get registered as soon as they turn 18. But that's another topic for another day.
Briefly, you'll talk about the 17 seats next time.
Yes. What I am here to talk about is some of the activities that the party will be engaged in. And one of those is a cricket competition. It's called Doc's Challenge Trophy, after the political leader. He's providing a challenge trophy and some prize money. The games will be played not at the constituency level, which we were hoping to do, but time being of the essence, you know, based on when we intend to start on the 26th, which is next Saturday. We may run into the rainy season. It's a win ball 20-over competition. It's mixed teams. There are rules and regulations. So we play on a zonal basis knockout. We have 3 zones, 15 constituencies, 5 constituencies in a zone. So all the 5 constituencies in St. George is in one zone. The 4 St. Andrews and St. David's is in zone 2. And of course, the 2 St. Patrick's, St. John, St. Mark's, and Carriacou, they're in zone 3. To date, the deadline for registration of teams was last Friday, the 18th. We have, I think, 11 or 12 teams or constituencies, well, you call them teams still, that have registered thus far. We have promises from the other 3 or 4, I believe, to bring in their monies and their names today, because we have executive meeting this afternoon. There are certain little rules that we're playing with. 15 players. There must be 5 men over 35, 5 ladies over 35, and the next 5 must be people under 35, mixed sex, male, female, transgender in that 5. Yes? Well, that's a
different discussion.
But it's a new grouping that they're talking about, and we can't leave them out because they have their own legal people representing them, so we could never do anything now.
I'll drink coffee and
pretend that they don't exist. They exist, and so we have to involve them, right?
And they call discrimination.
We can't discriminate. So if they are there, you have to involve them. Right. The rules for the games, how we're playing, it's for excitement, it's for socialization, it's an opportunity for reps or parliamentary reps to meet with their people. Some reps are playing in some of the games. Knockout competition, 20 overs. Your 11 players, each person must bowl an over. No bowler can bowl more than 3. Well, not bowler, not this bowler. More than 3 overs. What is it again? There must be 4 ladies in your 11, right? When in the makeup of the 11, because you don't want it to look as though it's just a man thing. Cricket now, it's win ball.
In St. Andrews, women dominate.
Yeah. Well, I don't want them to dominate. I want them to play together with the men.
If they dominate, they dominate. They go do.
I mean, you're even supporting me here. But we start this Saturday. All matches will be played on Saturday afternoons. We hope that every match should start on or before 4 o'clock. So it can start at 3, it can start at 3:30, even 2:30 if the 2 teams agree. But no match must start after 4 because we want to get in the 40 overs for the match, 20 per team. Yes? We'll be playing 3 matches per Saturday because we have 3 zones. Every zone will have a match. I cannot tell you whether the matches will be played as yet until tomorrow, God willing, we'll give you that information. Because this afternoon we'll have a deep for positions. So you'll have 5 dips for every zone. The person getting number 1, that team plays number 3 in the first game. Number 2 plays number 4, the second game. Then the 2 winners plays, and number 5 is like a special draw. Number 5 then plays the winner.
It's
knockout. Once you lose, you're out.
Yeah.
And then we take it to the next level. You have 3 teams then going to the finals.
Let me ask a question that's on the mind of everybody listening, and I know they're going to be asking that one. Is the PM allowed to play in Doc's Cup? Because we know the man could bowl, we know the man could bat. Last time,
we know. I hear they say there was a money behind the scenes. I don't know, but I just tell you, we'll talk on the street.
We're not allowing them to play.
Okay. No. At least when the committee met, they did not decide that. So it may be something I have to raise with them. We want to play the finals on the 38th of June. Yes? Okay. That's the last Saturday in June. So we'll run it quickly, and then we'll play the finals on the 30th at a place to be decided. We're hopeful that will be an annual thing. Next year we'll want to stretch it a little further depending on the success of this year's game, in that we'll have an inter-constituency competition first. PDs playing PDs, the winning PD then goes into the zonal, and then from the zonal we end up with the final. So it will be a longer session, we'll start earlier, and so next season. Just quickly, Sheldon, that's about the cricket. We'll talk a little bit more about it between tomorrow, Friday, give more information, the places where the first 3 games will be played, and who are the constituencies that are playing each other. I just want listeners to know that the 21st of June would be the actual day when we'd be celebrating 100 days since the election. Now, some people mix up since election with since we go into government. Government is when you sworn in your ministers and so. Yeah. We at the party level are considering elections. 21st of June, 100 days since the election. The party then will be celebrating on the 24th, which is the Sunday. So the Thursday is the 21st, the Sunday we're celebrating. We're starting with a church service, which begins at 9:30 at the Tivoli Roman Catholic Church, and we're inviting as many people as possible to come out and celebrate with us, give thanks and praise that God has been good to us. We had a tremendous and massive victory, and we want to thank God for that. And then later on in the afternoon, from 1 o'clock, registration starts at 1, we'll be meeting at the Hermitage Government School for our first General Council. As you know, our constitution, the party's constitution, dictates that we should have 2 General Councils and a convention. Yes? Each year. So the first one will be at the Hermitage Government School from 1 registration. All the constituencies know they'd have to put in their delegates. We'd want the mass of people for the church service in the morning to be coming from the St. Andrews constituencies and the 2 St. Patrick's. But of course, wherever you are and you support NNP, or you didn't even support NNP but you're happy that NNP is in office, please attend the church service on the 24th, and we'll be giving you more updates. Okay. I want to thank you. I think my 5 minutes is up. Any questions for me?
You take an additional 2 minutes a day.
Wow.
I've seen somebody calling. I don't know if it's you they want to talk to, so I'm taking the call while you're there. Next thing I take it after. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, that person changed their mind. They get cold feet. They're so excited to talk to you, the phone drop out there.
Well, maybe that's what's happening.
Yes, indeed. Minister, we'd like to thank you so much. You see, force a habit, you know. Force a habit. I can't help it. Force a habit. Yes, so Honorable, we'd like to thank you so very much. And so General Council, that's coming up on the 24th of June.
Yes.
While the 21st is actually the first 100 days.
The first 100 days, yes.
And the amount of thing they're doing this 100 days already, man. All that space.
You know, the government will talk about all they're doing, eh?
Now we ain't going to talk about that.
Yeah, the government.
The time will come.
Yeah, the party will give, as General Secretary, they have to give a report at the General Council. But you know, which will talk about the first 100 days, but the report will encompass the time from the last General Council up until this present time, and of course talk about some of the plans that we have for the rest of the year, because what we have done thus far is prepare what is called a calendar of events, which I think you may have a copy on your email, that tells you what is going to happen every single day for the year that we're having an activity every month. Yes?
Yes, indeed.
It's there. So we'll talk some more about that. We'll talk a bit more about the cricket. We'll talk more about General Council and the all-day fete on the 11th of August. And, of course, our convention, which will be on 28th October. Everything is already there. So
we had to hide and...
No,
convention is there.
It's that time.
We're telling you guys when it is.
Yeah.
Right,
yep, everything is there.
Unlike
So
some people who can't call a convention.
Oh gosh,
there's another discussion.
I want that confusion.
That discussion started that confusion.
Right. Right. So I want to thank both yourself and Devon for giving me a few minutes, and of course the ladies that are patiently waiting.
Yeah.
You know, it's the first time I really
I tell you, one of them
had ladies waiting
today.
First time I had ladies waiting on me, so I like that. Anyway.
All right. Waiting.
Yeah. All right. Have a good morning.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Singing the same song again. What kind of song I'll be singing? Now that you're reaching the final, do not get swell-headed at all. Rootsman sing the same kind of song again. You know that your music is special, real uplifting, calypso spiritual, to free the people from their mental shame. Rise them up from out of the gutter. Rise them up out of poverty. Rise them up. Please don't let them suffer. Rise them up. Set my people free. Rise them up from humiliation. Rise them up. Hunger and frustration. Rise them up. Mr. Calypsonian. Rise them up. It's your obligation. You know the good seed you sow and fertile soil will be growing as green as grass. Cause every word that the prophet had prophesied, it shall surely come to pass. Cause if you walk up and sweat in my vineyard, by your sweat you shall eat your bread. And what you satisfy all the criteria, we gon' put a crown on your head. For the same song again, a spiritual song again, the same song again, a lyrical song again, a singing the same song again, a melodious song again, the same song again, a calypso. Yeah. Never forget where you come from. Don't think you're better than no one. I'm giving you the same kind of advice again. Remember you're poor and you're needy, but don't ever try to be greedy. Greed does bring on misfortune and pain. Just rise them up from total destruction. Rise them up from illiteracy. Rise them up. Join some kind of program. Go to university. She offers you a master's or a bachelor's and associate degree. Rise them up. Discover your talent, there must be some hidden ability. You see the preparation you make today will go a long, long way tomorrow. The little education you grab, I pray, will help to wipe away your sorrow. Cause when you're preparing for a rainy day, let me while the sun still shine. Because according to the work you must get your pay, you could never take what is mine. It's the same song again, spiritual song again, the same song again, a lyrical song again, I singing the same song again, melodious song again, the same song again, a calypso song again.
For the first time in Grenada, get ready for the Little Miss Grenada pageant. A night of beauty, elegance, talent, confidence, poise and excitement. Saturday, May 26th. Spice Basket, starting from 6 p.m. The Little Miss Grenada pageant. For the first time in Grenada, every parish will be represented, including Carriacou and Peter Martinique. For more info, go to the Little Miss Grenada Facebook page. This event is brought to you by LMG Committee. Little Miss Grenada pageant, Saturday, May 26th. Spice Basket. Tickets will be on sale very soon. Stay tuned for more info.
Yes, indeed, folks. The Little Miss Grenada pageant, it's not weeks, it's not months, it's down to days and hours now.
Days and hours.
It's on Saturday.
It's on Saturday. Yes, indeed, folks. You see, watch. One time we're going into it.
Yeah, into it one
Good
time.
morning to you, Shiloh.
Good morning.
Shiloh, introduce yourself to the listeners of Hard Talk. We have Shiloh in studio with us, the co-host of the Little Miss Grenada pageant. Nice, and she's in studio with us this morning. So we're getting a little taste of what we go against Saturday. And so, Shiloh, introduce yourself to the people of Grenada.
So my name is Shiloh Alexander. I'm 9 years old. I'm going to be co-hosting the Little Miss Grenada pageant on Saturday, May 26th, this Saturday. I'm so happy to be here today because Mommy kept on telling me that one day I would come on this show and talk to you in person. So I'm so excited now.
Oh, wow. And we'll tell you that we've got listeners who are listening to you in the U.S. right now. So they're listening to you not only in the New York State area, but North Carolina, South Carolina. We've got people that are in California, in Texas, in Washington, in Florida that are listening to you right now. We've also got people in Canada that are listening to you. In China, we have 1 or 2 listeners that tune in every day. Even in Africa, there are 1 or 2 listeners. I feel it's that pilot fella and 1 or 2 other fellas, But they tune in from Africa each week to listen to Hard Talk, and throughout the Caribbean, plus every part of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. That, well, if the Petit Martinicans wake up after the weekend, that is. But in Petit Martinique as well. So we're glad to have you here. Tell us a little bit about the Little Miss Grenada pageant and how you became involved in the Little Miss Grenada pageant.
So the Little Miss Grenada pageant is about young girls expressing themselves and them being able to show people what they truly have inside, that they're not just children who are in this world just not to do anything. They're here to actually speak their opinions.
Oh, so children have opinions too?
Yes.
I thought we used to tell children what to think. They have opinions?
That's what people always think sometimes. Mommy told me that when she was growing up, everyone just told her to shush because they had one mindset thinking that, oh, well, they're not supposed to talk, they're just children.
Yeah, there was a saying that we used to have that little girls are to be seen and not heard. So that when back in the days, little girls would remain silent and you do exactly what you told them to do. But you don't think that's right?
No.
Yeah,
well,
she's opinionated. Folks expect her to speak her mind. Huh? Yeah.
Well, they could follow rules, but not like the rules where they have to like just be quiet and not speak their opinions. I think that it's okay for them to like follow ground rules like the house rules, not to run in the hallway and stuff like that. But for them to speak their opinions, that's very important. Because if you don't let the children in this world speak their opinions, then they could feel silent. And when they're silent, then you don't know if something bad could happen to them, and they're just keeping it to themselves. So they would be scared to talk.
So it's very important for children to speak.
Yes.
I agree with you totally. And the Little Miss Grenada pageant is going to help children be able to speak.
Yes.
It's going to help them.
And I believe that it's going to be inspiring to not just little children, to adults too.
It's going to be inspiring to the adults. Yeah. Do you think that the Little Miss Grenada pageant is going to encourage adults to interact with children differently, to start listening more and encouraging children to be themselves?
Yes, I do. Okay. And I do because me as a little girl, I used to think that, well, someday in my fantasy world that I'm going to be speaking out, but I kept on imagining that in my head, and then here I am right now.
Wonderful. Wonderful, folks. I ain't taking no calls right now. No call. Deep in our conversation here. I ain't taking no calls right now. Nice. Children have opinions. The Little Miss Grenada pageant is going to be helping with that. Where do we have the young ladies are ready? You believe they're ready for the pageant right now? Yes. You've been meeting with them, you've been seeing them, and so on. Tell us a bit about them. You mightn't remember all the names off the bat and where they're from, but tell us a bit about them.
So I think that they're doing splendid because I talked to them just a couple of days ago, like 2 days ago, and I talked to them and they were able to express themselves.
And that's the important part. Do you think we need to see more pageants like the Little Miss Grenada pageant
Yes,
happening?
we do, because I've heard from the person from Superstar, the person who got the original idea to create this pageant, that it was the first ever Little Miss Grenada pageant in Grenada. So I said to myself, well, that's not right. Why is it the first ever? No one else had that idea to let little children come on a pageant. They do have ideas. That's what I thought as soon as I heard that it was the first ever one held in Grenada.
So we're having the pageant on Saturday. What are some of the areas that the young people will be coming out and display? What are some of the categories that will be there?
Some categories would be evening wear and talent.
Evening wear and talent. I'm really interested to see the talent part.
Me too. That was my favorite part. Just a while ago when I was back in New York, my mom asked me what my favorite part was going to be, and I said talent because they would be able to express themselves, and I would actually see what they're able to do.
And I think that's the exact reason that I think, I know for a fact I'd like to see the talent part for, because you'll be able to tell who each individual really is by the talent that they decide to do and how they express it. It'll tell you a lot about the individual. So I think we're on the same wavelength with that one. We're exactly on the same wavelength with that one. Devon, I don't know if you want to jump in here.
Well, go ahead still. I'm trying to put some questions in my
Devon has been kerfuffled and combobulated.
Oh, she is.
9-year-old Shiloh has kerfuffled and combobulated Devon.
It's in the blood. It's
a man who has interviewed people from the CCJ. And she's been kerfuffled. Right, Shiloh. So we're heading to Saturday. All right, we're heading to the pageant. Let folks know exactly where it's taking place, what time it's starting.
It's at Spice Basket,
Lovely
and it's
venue.
starting at 6 p.m.
It's starting at 6 p.m. You're doing this pageant. You say kids need to express themselves. Some people hate to hear the word kids. They like children. So children need to express themselves. What are some of the issues you think are affecting children like yourself, 9 years old? What are some of the issues that are affecting children?
Some of the issues that I know that are affecting children is that parents usually stifle their children and put them in this one box where they have to keep their boundaries and they can't be able to express themselves enough. So say like they want to tell their parents or they want to get a piece of paper or draw, they would just put them in their room and say, oh, go read a book or something. And I think that that's wrong because they want to express themselves. Well, it's important for them to be able to learn and for them to be smart, but they also have to be able to show their creativity. So I think that it's not right for parents, and not just parents, adults generally, to stifle children and put them in this one box where they cannot express themselves.
Okay, you go to school in the U.S. One of the issues that we've been hearing a lot about is the issue of bullying. What's your view on that one?
I think that's very wrong because everyone has their own opinions and they want to do whatever they want as long as it's right. And personally, I think that bullying is the hate that you have for yourself released onto another person. So parents, to help your children from stop bullying other children, talk to them, say, once a day, and ask them how they're feeling. Ask them how they feel about themselves. And you have to be able to empower your children and lift them up. So that's my view of bullying. I think that it's very wrong because you're just, the anger that you have for yourself released onto another person. So sometimes people might think that they're fat and they would call another person fat. So that's why.
So you think it's what a person is putting out is basically what they think about themselves or what they hate about themselves is what they're projecting onto someone else.
Yes.
And I think that's bullying. But I think bullying is a thing that only children go through. You think adults go through a lot of bullying as well for different areas. People may be bullied on work.
Yes.
The boss may be bullying them every day, coming in and giving them problems.
And I saw on YouTube once that someone was filming this work or someone was doing a job and someone kept on telling them that they were bad at this area. So I think that not just children, that adults also go through bullying too.
Okay. You think it's important for parents, teachers, and others to always encourage children? I'll tell you why I asked that question. I have a problem, personally, I'll tell you, I have a problem with mathematics. I've always thought that I was terrible at mathematics. So growing up, the teachers told me, you're an excellent student at everything else but mathematics. They kept telling me that, and even at home and one or two other areas, people say he's good at everything but mathematics. So I never thought I was good at mathematics. But I would be a student in chemistry, an A student in physics, which contains more maths than mathematics. So it was a mental thing. Do you think sometimes parents are damaging their children by the things that they say to them, not necessarily bullying, but that they may be damaging their children by not encouraging them enough?
Yes, and that's what I realized a lot, that sometimes parents or adults generally, they tend to try to tell their children or tell random children that they're not good in this subject, thinking that it might help them to improve, but it actually doesn't. Sometimes it's the other way around, because once you tell them that they're not good in this subject, or in general just not good in this certain area, they would actually get down on themselves, and if they might be actually good in it, that's where they start going down to that level, because they probably were good at it, but since someone keeps on telling them that they're not, then it turns into a mental issue, and then they start thinking that they're bad, and then their grades or whatever they were good in before would start going down.
So it's important for encouragement for children in whatever it is that they're doing. Always encourage them, even if they've not done as well as you would want to see them do. Encourage them. That's the point that you're making.
Yes.
All right. Great. And I think that's where it comes in with a pageant like the Little Miss Grenada pageant, that it's encouraging this group of young ladies to do their very best. And that's why we're looking forward to the audience being we want real crowd participation in the Little Miss Grenada. Eh? Yeah, we screaming for everybody that take the stage. I ain't say we shouting. I ain't say we clapping. I say we screaming for everybody that takes the stage. I come in, I go shave up and thing, I will do the hair nice and thing. I will come. I might put on a suit. Go ahead, Javon.
Let me ask my first question. Might be my last, because I just love I just love to sit watch you, the way you answer and everything like that. What would be your advice to young people on a whole, when it comes to bullying? How should they handle it? What should they do when bullying is done to them, or how they should encourage others that has been bullied? What is your view on that? What would you encourage them to do?
To go to a counselor, or if they can't afford a counselor, to go to their parents and to talk to them.
So the whole question of opening up, talking would help, in your view. Okay.
Nice.
And to find the love that they have for themselves.
Okay, that is so.
And also to see and there's this saying called treat your neighbors as you wanted to be treated, so I think they should think about that also.
Oh, wonderful.
If they would like to be called these names,
they shouldn't call anyone that name if they wouldn't. Wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. And folks, Devon, you think we should open the phone? Shai, do we open the phone lines?
Yes.
We giving Shai, we opening the phone lines?
Yes, we open the phone lines.
We are opening the phone lines Hey, don't feel like you're in the back there.
No.
Don't feel like
we have enough time.
We're done now. We're giving up for all. Get away. Too early. I come here just now. Right, 4407377 and Devon, the overseas line
347-329-3101.
Yes, let me just make sure the two boxes cleared. Right, and make sure the boxes are cleared. So 4407377. You can and the phone ringing already. All right, and we have a call online.
Good morning and welcome. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, Sheldon. I would like to know where the tickets are selling. Where they have the tickets selling.
Okay. Where the tickets are for sale. So they'd like to know the ticket venues. I think York Sneakerwear, right. Again, Signal York's, Grenadian Optical. That's where? Shai's Bar? Shai's Bar.
Yeah, in St.
Okay, Shai's Bar in St. Mark, right?
Raps in St. Andrews.
Raps?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Raps,
yeah. I know.
We'll get it up because we're bringing some people who are in the back to the front just now. 4407377. That Miss St. John, you good? All right, 44073. You know, long Miss St. John asking to come on this program. 44073 since before she was Miss St. John, you know. 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. Shy, bullying. That's one issue. How parents interact with their children and how they parenting in general. That's another issue. Are there any other issues you think that affect children in a serious way that you'd like to speak about today? There may be others, but any that you'd like to speak about today?
Let me think.
And she's thinking, yeah?
Yeah. Peer pressure.
Peer pressure?
Yes.
Yeah, peer pressure affects children negatively, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But give us a little rundown. How does peer pressure, in your view? And there's no wrong or right answer. Eh?
I know.
Yeah.
So, what I think peer pressure is that, in my view, is that it's you forcing someone to do something that they don't want to do. Say, like, someone likes chocolate ice cream, and another person likes vanilla ice cream. And the person with chocolate ice cream says, hey, well, why are you eating vanilla ice cream? You should eat chocolate. It's gross. Because they think that one flavor is better than another flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So they're releasing what they think that what they like or what they want to do, another person should be doing.
And the thing is, we all have different taste buds. I may like something, I may not like sweet stuff, but you may love sweet stuff. I may love salty stuff, but you don't like salty stuff. So we all have different taste buds. So for me, chocolate ice cream may be the best, but for you, vanilla may be the best. Isn't it?
I like any type of ice cream.
Once it's ice cream. Okay. Definitely, folks. Don't remember, you can call in 4407377. And when people don't call in when we're doing an interview, one thing we've learned over the years is that they're listening. And that's very important. They tend not to want to disturb a conversation sometimes, and they're listening. But I know that the live is hot this morning. I know Mommy must be going through the live, and she must be smiling there this morning.
And that's why when you asked for Mommy to come on, she likes to listen more than to be in the conversation. That's what she always tells people.
Yeah, and that's an important thing sometimes.
You learn a lot more when you
listen 75% more than you speak, huh? Yeah, that's always very, very important.
And I went to an orphanage yesterday.
Wow.
And one of the adults there said you have to listen to learn.
Yes, you do. You do. And I think that it's wonderful that you did visit the orphanage yesterday. What was your experience like?
I experienced that they were happy, even though that there was a sad part in their life for them to end up in that orphanage. They were still very happy, and they were very excited to see me. They were running to the car. So I was very happy because they were listening. They had so much ideas when I was reading the book to them. It was just very overwhelming and very nice because I finally get to talk to kids in the orphanage. And as I said before, they went through a sad experience for them to end up in the orphanage. So I'm just very thankful that I got to talk to them.
Wonderful. Do you plan on doing more like that, visiting other facilities, not just the orphanage, but maybe a home for? What about elder people? You want to go and speak to some of the elder people as well? Just the kids, or you want to speak to some of the elders?
Some of the elders too.
All right. So you got the opportunity to speak. I'm believing this is something that you're passionate about, interacting with other young people and encouraging and empowering other young people. Tell us a bit about what do you see yourself doing in the future? You're only 9 years old, and sometimes we always quote it. Elder folks, we always say only 9 years old. So let me take the only out there. You're 9 years old. And you're obviously impressing everybody, because I'm seeing the numbers just going up and up and up, and I'm seeing a lot of positive comments coming on here on the live. What do you see yourself doing in the future?
I see myself being a Prime Minister of Grenada.
I could see that too.
Being an actor and a dancer, because that's what I want to be when I grow up. And when I was talking to one of the girls, I told them that I wanted to be a Prime Minister and an actor and a dancer. And one of them said, well, I thought Prime Ministers could only dance like folk dance in meetings and not just go on stage like Taylor Swift and people like that. But I said, no, they could do that too, as long as you put your mind to it.
And that's the important part. It's whatever you put your mind to. So you have to decide that you want to achieve it. You set your goal, you decide you want to achieve it, and then you put your plan in place, and you stick to your plan of how you're going to achieve it. And I don't think anybody on this live is going to doubt that we have a future Prime Minister sitting here.
Let me ask
you have my vote already.
Why do you want to be a Prime Minister of Grenada?
Because for me, Dr. Kate Mitchell is my hero. He inspired me. I know that he's very high in his education and especially in math. He's a doctor. That's why we call him Doctor. So I'm very inspired, and I want to be the youngest Prime Minister at the age of 18.
Thank you.
You know, it's possible, huh? It is possible. It is definitely possible. And I have absolutely no... Well, I tell you, I have my vote already. You know, my vote is an important vote. You have my vote. Devon, you have your vote?
Not just my vote.
The household too.
You have the entire family.
Because I realized Brenda and them, indeed. Folks, 440-7377. If you have a question or if you have a comment, feel free to call at this time. Yeah? Because
and if you want to vote, just type in the word vote.
What is your plan as a young lady? I mean, looking now to the future, what do you, besides being a Prime Minister or whatever, what do you vision yourself? What is your plan as, okay, when you become Prime Minister, what is your plan for Grenada?
That's my favorite answer. I have the perfect answer, and that's my favorite question people ask me. So what I want to do is create a learning mall, and not a learning center, a learning mall, where there is this big tutoring session. There would be tutoring sessions every week and every day. So that's going to be held in the middle of the mall, right in the center in the mall. And we're going to have a tech room where children from all ages from 3 and up could go on devices, electronic devices. That's why it's called the tech room. So they could go on computers, they could go on phones, any type of electronic device, and learn and play some learning games, which would be very fun. And then I'll have a library, because recently I heard that...
Let's hold one moment. We have a caller online. Go right ahead, because we have to take the caller because some of them are on cell phones. Go right ahead, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Hey, Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
It's me. I don't know if I live long enough to give Shiloh my vote, but if I live long enough, she have it already. and this is the kind of program I love to hear. This kind of program that inspired the nation, because I think sometimes you and Devon should carry out more educative programs, like asking people how much Prime Minister Grenada had, how much Governor General Grenada had, and stuff like how big is Grenada, and this kind of thing that I am inspired right now. I want to thank God for Shiloh, and I hope and pray that she achieve her goals that she set out to achieve, and I think she will do it once she put her mind to it. And I think she put her mind to it already. So Shiloh, you have my vote if I live long enough to see.
Thank you.
All right, brother. All right. And that's a person who I ain't hear from a long time, Shiloh. You pull out a call a day.
I've seen someone live that we have not seen
in
since
a long
months.
time. And you see the starter put up vote. I mean, you have some important vote there. The starter put it up.
Take a look at
you can see it right here. You can see it right here, folks. 440-7377. Yes,
347-329-3101.
For sure. Yes, you were telling us that you had a tech room and so on at the mall.
Recently I heard that Grenada does not have a library, and I was shocked. Do not have a library? So I want to create 2 libraries in that learning mall, or maybe more. 2 libraries, so that people could go to read. They would have fantasy books, but most importantly, like school books and different things like that. But Grenada's children, and not just children, also want to read like made up books, like books with adventure and stuff like that. So I want to have a library. I'm also going to have this science room where they could test their hypotheses and different experiments. I also want to have a math room where they could practice their math, and because some children, as you said, aren't very good in math.
Or believe that they're not good.
Believe that they're not good. And I also want to have different subjects, like an ELA room. I just came up with that, an ELA room, a language arts room, and different things that they have in school.
And I think that's important, because what the aspect that you're looking at in national development is education, which is very important to national development. We have never had a country that became great without properly educating its population. And the main thing in your mind, and folks, remember, she is 9 years old. Well, 9 years young. What are we using old for? 9 years young. Yeah? And she's speaking about these things, understanding clearly that education is a very important aspect of national development. And I must congratulate you on that particular issue as well. Now, we've been looking at some of the things. Let me ask you, you read a lot, right?
Yeah.
What is one of your favorite books, or what are some of your favorite books that you like
Bishop
reading?
Speaks.
Maurice Bishop Speaks?
Maurice.
Wait. Let me. When I was 9 years, I was reading, let me see, that would be the Ladybird series, Rumpelstiltskin and all these kind of things.
Hold on, Sheldon. Would you just say it again? What is your favorite book? Say it out loud for Grenada.
In case I didn't hear.
Maurice Bishop Speaks.
Maurice Bishop Speaks is her favorite reading at 9 years old. Yeah, Maurice, 9 years young. Maurice Bishop Speaks. That's a heavy book.
No wonder why she's so inspiring.
Yeah, that's a heavy book. What? God. Look at Vote. What? If he was on, what do you call it again? America's Got Talent, you win already.
I like that show too. It's very nice. And I saw, and my first audition that I saw on Americans Got Talent, there was this girl named Sophie Darcy. She is very flexible, and I got crippled. I was scared because I don't know if she broke her spine or something, but she's very flexible.
So there's some people that are extra flexible. They can flip in all different directions. And folks, we're speaking, just in case you've just joined, because I realize the live keep going up and then it plateau and then it go up again. So we're speaking here with Shiloh Alexander. She is 9, and we're speaking about the Little Miss Grenada pageant, but we're also speaking about other issues in relation to youth. And her favorite book, just in case you missed it, is, Devon, tell them?
Maurice Bishop Speaks.
Maurice Bishop Speaks. What are some of your other books that you read?
Some other books that I read is My Home Grenada. My Home Grenada, I like that book because it teaches me about Grenada's history and the different spices that they have, and the past gone prime ministers, the second prime minister, and different things like that. I also like that book. And then there's a couple other books that I have at my house, but one of them is really high and I can't really understand, but I'm getting to understand it more. So Yes.
What are some of your favorite? Now we realize that you're based in the U.S. and Davis Alexander saying that he's so very proud of you, Shai, and that's Daddy. He's saying he's so very proud of you, and you have a lot to be proud of, brother.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you. You're based in the U.S., but you come to Grenada on a regular basis. What are some of your favorite places to be in Grenada? If you've got to go back to the U.S. right now, and you've got to tell your friends, "Wow, Grenada is beautiful. I want you to come to Grenada." What are some of the places in Grenada? Will you find a grill in the child? To all your stairs, there's big people conversation here. Big people talk as big people talk, little people talk as little people talk. Let's stay on this side, right? What are some of your favorite places to be in Grenada?
KFC.
KFC?
Granite Beach.
Some people in Germany might differ, but
KFC. Granite Beach. I go to the beach every day.
Wow.
I just went yesterday.
And you're going today?
I'm not sure, depending on what we have to do today.
Mommy's gonna make time.
Mommy says it's okay for me to go to the beach because she likes the beach a lot too.
Okay.
She said it's her relaxing spot. So I also like Rebel's Burgers.
Rebel Burger.
Yes, I like.
Yeah, that's a good advertisement,
and it's
Rebel.
also in the mall, and I like the mall. It's
Rebel.
cool.
Rebel, you again, big advertisement there. You know, believe me, everybody coming for Rebel Burger now. You know. You get to the level of KFC there. All right. Have you ever been to some of the waterfalls? And so you haven't been to the waterfalls yet?
No.
Yeah, that we have to fix that one.
Yeah, we have to fix
make
that.
sure that she goes to see
But I
some
think I
falls and
went
so.
in Tobago or Trinidad. I went
In Tobago?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think in
Yeah.
Tobago or Trinidad, but somewhere around those corners.
Nice, beautiful. If you're talking to your friends in the US and you're telling them come to Grenada, you're gonna be telling them about Grandans Beach. You just love
Yes.
Grandans Beach.
And I don't care if any fish is swimming around me. I like that too.
Some people. Yes, Hannah. She nice promo for Rebel.
Yes.
Yeah. Grandad's Beach is just so special. It's such a beautiful place, and we live in such a beautiful country. And that's why I think it's important for us to ensure that our children understand that we live in such a beautiful place and learn to love it as much as possible. And indeed, I think that you're a wonderful ambassador. Doc,
Thank you.
Doc, I think we had to organize a little ambassadorial position.
Well, I mean, Doc, you have definitely you have a successor.
Yeah, believe me.
Definitely.
Believe me. And we're not just seeing the future because she is right now.
And
right now.
I understand that you will have the pleasure of meeting the Prime Minister this week.
Yes, I do.
Oh, so you will be getting to meet the Prime Minister this week.
So you already know what you want to ask him and everything. I hope you will ask him to step down and you take over, though.
No.
You're never sure. Things could happen. Man.
Things could happen. Well, I wish you all the best in your chat with the Prime Minister. And I know you would ask him the right questions and you will have your way. You know?
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Thank you.
If there's anything that you want to tell us about the show again, is there anything specific you want to tell us about the show? I know we've spoken so long, we've gone off of the show. Let's come back to the show. Is there anything special you want to tell us about the show? I realize you all have chaperones and all sort of thing.
Yep.
We Isaiah, send Isaiah across.
Well, that's what I would have loved to meet Isaiah before everything, but she may get the opportunity.
Isaiah will come on the show, man.
Yeah, he is coming in the show.
Isaiah.
For sure.
Isaiah in the show. Definitely.
That's your little cousin.
Yeah. Devon had a show off on it. Devon just had to do that. He just had to make people know he's his cousin. Devon, if he didn't do it, his name was not Devon Romain. If that guy didn't do that, if his name was not Devon Romain, if he didn't do that, then he just had to make sure all you know is his cousin. But he had to be proud too.
Oh,
extremely proud.
Extremely proud of her and how she carries on herself and so in conversation. The future is bright for Grenada. I can tell you that.
So you'll be co-hosting with a wonderful lady. Yeah. So you've met Lexan, you've spoken with Lexan before?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But
Wow,
I've
you're
heard
in for
her
a treat.
voice, and I said, "Wow." but mommy kept on encouraging me, saying, "Well, you're gonna be just as great as her, some maybe even greater. So don't worry yourself."
Yeah, I think that you're gonna do excellent. I have no doubt. I keep saying I think. I know.
No, she's gonna do fine.
Yeah, it's just a bad habit from speaking. You say you
By
think,
the
you
way,
think, you think.
have you eaten oil dogs yet?
I just ate some for breakfast today.
What did this man
For breakfast?
Yeah.
Wow.
I forget what she mother.
But you have eaten oil long, but oil long in St. George's, right?
Yes.
Not in St. Andrews.
Oh. Tell him oil long is oil long.
I'll leave that for your mom. For your mom.
By the way, anyone in the chat, you could send some tips for my mom to cook oil down, please.
Oh, she put her mom on blast. Ow! Ow!
I'm gonna bring you on again. I'm gonna bring you on again. It's okay.
I would be glad to give your mom some lessons. I would be very glad to give her some lessons to the old family recipe. I could help pass that on to her. Alright, so I'll take her up on that.
The thing that tastes good about it is the dumplings.
Oh my god.
And the pigtail is just a little salty. Really salty.
You have me going.
Cammy, let me call my mother. Cammy, somebody help me.
That's you. Everybody is laughing on the live.
Mommy George, I will send her down by. Mommy George, I go organize. I will send her by. Make her look run through. I will send it down by Mommy George. Don't worry.
Tears of joy is coming on by.
I want her today, boy. I know you last time I cry on that talk.
You have made our day, baby. You have made our day.
But indeed. So you love your oil down. You love your Grenadian food and that sort of thing, and your Grenadian culture, and so you want to learn more about Grenadian culture.
Yeah, that's why I got the book Morris Bishop Speaks.
Nice. And you intend to get more books, and so
yes.
What you spoke about YouTube. You spend a lot of time on YouTube.
Not a lot of time, but most of the time. Like when I'm done with my homework, I would go on YouTube sometimes.
So you use YouTube for research?
Yeah, I use YouTube for research, and I would watch 5 of the videos on YouTube, like random YouTube channels, and then I would go back to watching educational stuff.
Nice, beautiful.
But most of the stuff that's not too educational is Story Booth. It's a channel where you get to express your stories. Some might have child abuse on it, or like different stories, real stories that are animated, that are told by young children, sometimes even adults, but mostly children.
No, I know that I think this child needs her own YouTube channel. I think Shai needs her own YouTube channel. Mommy? Oil long lady? Yeah, so I think she needs her own channel. Wow.
Not posted on YouTube though.
But I think you need your own channel on YouTube. Nothing to be ashamed about, Juma. Some of us can't cook oil down, and some of us can. I know some of my East Indian friends in Trinidad who might be listening right now that can't cook curry properly, but some can. So nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah, but
and plus it's just food. Well, it's not just food, but everyone could get food.
Yeah, definitely.
From the store.
Definitely.
You could get food. You could get oil down from the store. And here's one thing that you could do for the people out there who cannot make oil down. Go to a store, get oil down, get a whole pot of oil down, and claim that it's yours.
So who
advice?
Who does that?
Only get advice.
Not me, but I know that
Oh, no, just asking.
Just came in my mind.
Oh, I thought mommy did that.
No.
Oh.
But you know what you're saying. What you're saying though is something that I've been complaining about recently. And the thing with me is I just don't like to complain about things. I like to do something to fix it. So if you go onto YouTube right now, there's no proper video on YouTube that shows how to make oil down. I challenge anyone to go on YouTube and find a proper video that's there showing how to make oil down. And I've been saying to the Government Information Service, they're planning to do something on it, and even to some of the private film companies, that they need to get a kitchen or even some guys cooking in an area and do a video on how to cook oil down properly. How to do, there's another dish called brown down. I don't know if you've ever had that one.
No, brown down. Brown down.
I think we need to get you here with your camera when we're having a saraka.
A what?
I don't know if you've heard of saraka.
I've heard of the word, but I never knew what it is.
It is like a feast where people come together and they cook a lot of food in some large pots, and they give it away to everybody. Sometimes you eat it on banana leaves. They place it on banana leaves and so on. So I think Juma, when having Saraka again next time, if it falls in with the school time.
And I also heard that there was a cocoa fest.
Chocolate fest, just the other day.
I looked at that in the airport when we were coming here on Friday. I saw that there was a big poster about it, and I told Mommy that I would want to go in this fest one day, and my most favorite part would be to taste it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was last week or week before though. They had a chocolate fest again. If I ain't bring it by Hard Talk, people ain't gonna know, you know. You have to advertise the thing properly.
Yes,
bring it by me and Devon. We go help all you fix it up and thing and put it out there for the general public. Hey, and remember, you could still call. I know all it does forget 440-7377, or you could post your questions online. And as soon as I say that,
we are so busy this morning.
We have a call.
Good morning and welcome. Good
Hello?
Yes, good
Hi,
morning.
Hi, Charlotte. This is Natalie calling from New York.
Hi, Natalie.
How are you? I just wanted to, Bashi and I are listening to you, and we are very, 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 very proud of you.
Thank you, Natalie.
All right, thank you.
Hello?
But I think someone else wants to speak.
Hi, Bashi.
Bashi, we just wanted to give you a shout out from New York and tell you how much we love you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
We're listening.
Okay. That's my stepmom. Wait, my step. My stepmom.
She won't be sure.
And folks, we have an overseas line. We have a line for those of you that are in New York that want to call Devon. Give them the number again.
347-329-3101.
And as you said, supporters, I know Junior George, so go out there, and if you want to support a mass camp or be a part of a mass camp, go to Amazing Colors.
Amazing Colors?
Yeah.
Wow. Junior, I feel I had to start to wear my Amazing Colors t-shirt again.
Have you been
Junior, send some new t-shirts
again?
to me. Send some new ones.
If I have been
on the again. Junior George Ride Along.
Yes.
Okay.
It's called Kids Along now.
Kids Along. Okay.
I think Junior, send some t-shirts to me. So we just drop it. Just send the t-shirts. Once I'm wearing it, what's going on? Nice. Right, folks. 440-7377. The overseas.
347-329-3101.
Yeah, because we're coming down to the end of the time, and we're gonna bring in someone else with us. Let me see. Which one of you are gonna come first? This lady's gonna come. The one with the blue, please come. Have a seat. Come quickly. Come, Miss St. John. Come, Miss St. John. Yeah, come, Miss St. John. Miss St. John, sit down, babe. Yeah, Miss St. John. Yes, and we have in studio with us. You all gonna have to share the mic. Oops.
She's gonna use this one.
She could use that one. Let me see if I'm seeing Miss St. John on camera. Miss St. John, you need to come forward a bit. If you could just move Shiloh up slightly. Yes, and Miss St. John could, because we're not seeing Miss St. John face at all. Yeah.
share a little bit here.
Yeah, any whisper you whisper is gonna come across my microphone. Don't whisper in my studio. Once you whisper, it going through, and I raising the volume for the public to hear what you're saying.
Really?
I had no secret inside here.
Oh yeah.
No secret inside here.
Something happening there.
I'm making sure that everybody here. You got tight, nice. Right, nice, beautiful. And if the other person feel again, they ain't getting away either. They're not getting away. They go be here. They're not.
You come and sit here.
But Devon, where you going, Devon?
No, man, I did in the background.
Devon in the background. Devon. I'm looking for. Oh boy, somebody posted the list a while ago. I'm looking, folks. Remember the Little Miss Grenada pageant? It's going to be taking place this Saturday. And we have been joined by, first we were joined by Michelle Alexander.
Sabrina Alexander.
And my last name is Alex.
Yes.
So in two Alexander and a Mark and a Romain. And a fellow with many surnames, it was used different ones. Anyway, that's me. So we have, you are the representative for St. John for the National Queen Show.
That's right.
2018. Yes. All right. And you're also known as an advocate in relation to child abuse. That's for those of you that don't know. We're teaching all your thing here today. You have a new book coming out soon, or it's out already?
It's not out yet. It will be out for Child's Month because it's a book that speaks to children on the issue of child sexual abuse, but a younger population, so from 3 to about 11.
3 to 11?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a book. You've passed the book by Shiloh to make sure it meets the prerequisite requirements and so on.
Shiloh will also be featured in the book. She'll be giving a message to.
So she's read the book and she's okay with the book.
Yes.
No, because I trust Shiloh's judgment. Once Shiloh is okay with the book, and we've also been joined by Najuma. Which one is the name I using today? Mark. I'm using Mark today. All right, okay,
Mark Regis, so anyone.
Mark or Regis. You see, that's the thing. Right, so I'm using that one today. Najuma Mark, Shiloh's mommy, the oil long lady. You all know what she looks like right now. So, yes, indeed. Before we come back to you, Miss St. John, Najuma, could you give us the locations again, please, for the show on Saturday?
Yes, in St. George, Trophy Zone, Grenadian Optical, Hankies, and York Sneakerwear. In St. Mark, Shy's Bar. St. John, we have Licks and Bites. St. Patrick, The Spot. St. Andrew, Raps. Carriacou, Carol's Hotspot. These are the location. Tickets are only $25 and children are $10.
Indeed, $25 and $10. All right. So we ain't going online in town this weekend and spend out all the money until we're going to buy tickets to go to this. And you're hearing the quality of the person who is hosting the show. So you can imagine the quality of the participants that would be taking part as well. Give us a rundown quickly on the participants, please.
Okay, each parish will be represented by a little girl between the ages of 9 and 12 years old. We have from St. Mark, Sarah, right? So not St. John, Sarah. Yeah. St. Mark is Nikaya. St. Andrew, we have Nika. St. David, we have Hope. Thomas. Yeah, Hope Thomas. St. Patrick, we have Janai. Carriacou, we have Aliyah. So each parish is represented, including Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Yes, the young girls have been working tirelessly, perfecting their talents, their speech, and I am very proud of them. In the beginning, they were a bit shy, and I'm happy to say that I've seen a lot of improvement just in the way that they speak now, and their confidence. Each one of them is saying, I'm going to bring it. Trust me, I'm going to bring it. I'm going home with that trophy. And that's what I like to see. They're so confident. And not just that, not about the pageant, they're confident in life and about their dreams. When I spoke with them, many of them want to become teachers or doctors, right? And I was impressed by that. They love math. Me, I am horrible with math. And they're like, well, we can help you. I'll teach you. Even one of them, Hope said she'll teach me how to cook. She's from St.
Apparently the story of your oil dog has been told before.
So she said, I'll teach you how to cook. And, I love stuff like that. Like my daughter, looking at her, she's so outspoken. She's so outgoing. And I remember she was around 5, 6. She saw bullying in her school. And she came home and she spoke with me about it. She said, Mommy, I do not like the fact that kids think it's okay to pick on each other and to bully each other. And then they try to bully me. There's one particular kid in her class that is always trying to control everyone else and trying to tell Shiloh what to do or to shut her mouth. So she said, you know what? I want to go around spreading the message about bullying and to tell other kids it's not okay. And not just about bullying, but I want to inspire them to follow their dreams and to speak up and speak out, especially with her aunt Michelle right here, that you call her auntie. She knows what she's been through, and Shiloh felt a need to tell other children that it's okay to tell, it's okay to speak up, because look, my mommy allows me to do that. And because she allows me to do that, I can also inspire other children to do the same. So I said, okay, no problem. Then here came election season. I brought her with me. I'm telling you, she stood in awe of the PM when he would speak. She would just stare at him. And she's like, Mommy, I love that man. He's so intelligent. I'm like, yeah? She's like, yeah, I think I want to become the Prime Minister of Grenada when I grow up. And I was taken back. I was like, you do? She's like, yes. I think I'll make a good leader. I'll just ask him to show me the ropes. And of course, I'm like, you have to get an education, right? Education. I stress that, the importance of education. And she's like, yep, I'm for it. I don't mind, Mommy. I'll do what it takes. And the rest is history. Here she is. As she said to Sheldon, she had it in her mind that she'll be here on this program. And then now she's doing it, So
and I don't think it will be the last time.
No.
We don't think it will be the last time. You definitely have to visit us again.
And when Mommy said that it was okay for children to tell, some kids in my class say, like when they tell someone is picking on them, they would say, "Oh, how you're a snitch and you're telling all the time." And in my mind, I'm like, no, they have a right to stand up and to tell the teacher. But they always say, "Oh, how you're a snitch. Stop telling on people." And in my mind, I'm just like, you need help.
Since we've got onto that point, it's a good point for us to bring Michelle into the conversation. Michelle, the author of one book that's already out and in circulation, and now you're on to your second book. Tell us a bit about the first book.
Okay, so
the one that I refused to read.
Yes, the one that you refused to read. So my first book is titled Helpless Cries, and it speaks about my personal experience of being a sexual abuse, not victim, but survivor. So I didn't hide anything in the book. It was raw, it was truthful. So to give people a general idea as to what victims actually face and the trauma that they go through, not only within themselves, but also by society and the people who are there supposing to protect them.
Okay, so that book has been out, excuse me, about a year?
About a year.
About a year now?
Just over a year.
Just over a year now. That book has been out, and so I know you're on to the second book.
Yeah.
Now tell us, what inspired you to do book number one, and then what inspired you to do the second book as well?
Okay, so book number one was actually, how it came about is through the page I Am Grenadian. Came across the page where persons was sharing their life story, and I thought, well, why not share my story? Because normally there is a taboo around the issue of child sexual abuse, and most people tend to be silent about it. To me, it was not more like a mere taboo, but it's a concern, because there are children who are suffering from the issue of child sexual abuse. Not only children, but adults. And that piqued my interest, and I decided, well, I would write the book to bring awareness and also educate the public on the topic of sexual abuse. Now, Helpless Cries is a very hard read, as I said earlier. It's very raw. So the children book, Grace's Truth, was written to attract a younger audience and to bring awareness to children as to the signs of sexual abuse, who they should talk to if they become a victim of child sexual abuse, and also who they can go to and speak to in cases where they become victims.
Okay, let me ask, so is this going to be part of the entire Little Miss Grenada pageant? Is this issue going to be intertwined into the chat? Shiloh, if you wanted to answer, you could answer. You got a question by Mommy. We still interview, still start the show here today. We still interviewing. If you wanted to answer, you could have answered.
I know, but I thought I was going to answer, so I pushed it over there.
I mean, it's not going to be the focus, but yes, we have had a person from Child Protection Services come in and speak with the young ladies on the issue of sexual abuse and also physical abuse, different type of abuse in general, because it was important to me to highlight that, being that we're in a nation where sexual abuse is so prevalent and it's disgusting. We need to stand up. And children need to speak up, and we have to do something to eradicate this plague, and also for our young girls to inspire other young girls to speak, to tell someone. Michelle is an inspiration, she's one of my closest friends, and even with her going for going for the Carnival Queen, it's an inspiration to show little girls that even though this has happened to you, you can still grow up and become a productive member of society. You can do whatever it is you put your mind to. Do not let, whoever it was take away your dreams, or suffocate you. So I personally, it was important to have someone come in and speak with the girls. Michelle also spoke with the girls on the issue as well, and we hope that they now would take the same message and pass it on to others.
Okay, Michelle is about a week of shows in herself outside of this. But one of the things, though, I think we tend to miss is that we speak a lot about the young girls who have been sexually abused, and we leave out the young boys.
Correct.
Because there is a lot of it that's taking place, but because of the type of society that we live in, people are afraid to speak out about it. They're afraid to say. A person would quicker go to the police station and report that their young female has been sexually molested, but they see it as something taboo to go out and say that this has happened to my son, or this has happened to me as an individual.
I think that has a lot to do with our culture, though.
I think it's culture, the mindset of the people, and that has to change, because what are we saying to our boys?
It's okay.
It's okay, and it's not okay. Their voices are important too. Children in general, be it girls or boys, their voices need to be heard. And that's one of the main reasons we're doing the Little Miss Grenada pageant. And someone suggested the Little Mr. Grenada pageant. And we are definitely considering that as well.
You have some young fellas there. I mean, we know that Isaiah come to lick it up, but still.
He gotta beat him shy.
So, Michelle, you said that new book will be coming out for Child Month?
Yes, so I wanted to launch it.
What is Child Month again? That's so much months in the year now.
October, Sheldon.
I can't remember. Listen, all I know is Jamil and him does come and say they need t-shirt, and I can't remember.
So you have to remember when you're buying the t-shirt and then buy the t-shirt.
I can't remember. Yeah, so for Child Month, so it will be coming out then, and that's something for you all to look forward to, folks. I'm sure Michelle will take or pre-orders and them kind of thing. I'm sure they're gonna take. Hi, Kimron. Yeah, I'm seeing Kimron on. And I love that. Kimran, a special good morning to you, my brother. That's the person who has the I Am Grenada website. And yes, a lot of boys, I'm seeing Lady Spice is saying a lot of boys are being exploited by folks that they trust, because for some reason, there seems to be this mindset in our country that while if it is a 13-year-old girl and a 50-year-old man, it's wrong. But if it's a 13-year-old boy and it's a 50-year-old woman, it's okay.
No, it's disgusting the same way. And
there
it
seems to be
needs
this problem.
Handled the same way it would, if it was a girl.
It's a crime. It's wrong, and it's wrong. So if it has to be dealt with, but a lot of our folks seem to be, when it comes to the males, they're not reporting. I'm sure that if you check the figures, it's mostly the females. While there are things taking place to the males, it's not being reported as highly. And in a lot of instances, people tend to think, well, a little boy like that, yeah, man, there's a man. He deal with a big woman, there's a man.
Because we tend to praise the boys, it's in our culture.
Yeah.
I mean, Sheldon, think about it. If we allow this to continue, what would the future of our country be like? Mm-hmm. We will be raising a generation of hurt children who will go on to raise more hurt children, and then we would say, well, Grenada backwards, Grenada this, but Grenada that. But it's us. We are the ones who have to put a stop to it now. We are the ones who have to make a change now. The change starts with us. We have to empower our kids, right? We have to speak to them. We have to be their mentors. We have to be their inspiration. Do you know how proud I feel as a mother when I ask my daughter, who is your mentor? Who do you look up to? And she said, you, mommy, because you allow me to be. And you're always asking if I'm okay. Every single day after school, Sheldon, it's important for me to debrief my daughter. I want to know what happened at school. I want to know what issues she had. It could be just in her lessons. It does not mean with another student or a teacher. It just means whatever took place, whatever I can assist her with, I want to know. That way we can move forward and solve the issue. And then I also ask her about social issues. I'll sit down with her, I'll make her look at Oprah. She loves looking at Oprah. We don't watch television, but we watch Soul
online.
Sunday online. Yes,
online, yeah.
Yes, we do.
I have that habit myself. So.
Yes, yeah, we do.
I also like the Van Jones show.
Yeah, and
Van
so it's
Jones.
Van Jones. Yeah. So it's important for parents to be their children's mentor, inspire them. The change starts with us. We have to look within ourselves and think about the future. What type of a future do we see our country having if our children are being abused and they are not treated, or they're not allowed to speak up about it? What are we saying? What are we doing?
Is it that the old mindset of little girls are to be seen and not heard contributed to a lot of what was taking place over the years? And because I think the misunderstanding is that there's this belief that all of a sudden we have a lot of this child abuse and sexual exploitation of children. In fact, there was a 2-year-old raped quite recently. A 75-year-old, I believe, raped quite recently. I don't even like to talk about it because the temperature does change. But we've had those things taking place, and we've been hearing about those things recently. I know, and I'd like to congratulate Michelle, because a lot of the work that she's done recently has made a lot of people who otherwise would not have spoken out speak out about it, and we need to congratulate you on that. But outside of that, these things have been happening for many years in Grenada, and we have to come to terms with it. While you're hearing about it and cases are going forward and so on them right now, these things have been happening for many years in our country. And
that is correct.
In the same way, I think when we break that door of what is taking place with our young men, that is producing so many of these broken young men, and then we start saying that, okay, this young fella, and you don't know why he's acting like that, and you don't know why he's behaving like that, and you don't dig enough to find out what went on before with him in his past. We're going to continue having these broken young men being spit out by our society and ending up in that cycle of jail, grave, and hospital. And if we don't break that cycle, we are going to continue to have it, and it's going to get worse. We don't want to end up like some countries around us. We've had a rough weekend, and we don't want to start sounding like some countries around us. So we need to start engaging our young men as well and break that door of not reporting what is taking place with our young men.
Sheldon, you mentioned something important. Yes, I believe that old mindset that young girls should be seen and not heard prevented so many of children of like our grandmothers and aunts, mothers from speaking up, you know, and so that it was buried.
So it
was a hush thing. Nothing about it is new.
It's not new.
Sheldon, nothing about it is new. Yeah. It's been happening, but what I think has happened with the development of social media and with all these movements, and people are seeing that worldwide other people are speaking up, it has empowered more persons to speak up, to tell, you know, and I love it because we need to start healing. And when we start healing, then we can start building. But they need to heal first, because you're taking away the innocence from a child. You're leaving them broken, and if you don't heal or help them to heal, they'll just grow up to be hurt, and they'll produce more hurt children, and the cycle continues because they didn't get help. They didn't get the help that they needed. So it starts today, it starts now, and it starts with every single one of us. So there's no more hush-hush.
Counseling is a very important part. I think, Shiloh, you were about to say something?
And that saying, young girls need to be seen and not heard, also leads to the fact of that saying, don't judge a book by its cover, because some people tend to think by the part where it says young girls need to be seen, that's the cover of the book in that saying, where they just look at the person and just say, oh, well, you don't have a voice, and not heard by don't judge a book by its cover. So those two sayings actually connect, because you're saying that they just need to be seen. Young girls need to be seen and not heard. Don't judge a book by its cover.
So you mean they could
Indeed, it's
have
so
things
deep.
that's going on? Yeah,
It's so deep. Yeah,
they have things going on emotionally, but they're not speaking up about it.
Because that's where the two sayings relate.
Okay, that's where they relate. I get you. Okay.
Yes, folks. And I think you have the entire nation in shock right now, because some of them, I know it has some people that I will be getting called from afterwards. Yeah, I definitely know it has some people I will be getting called from afterwards. And so, seeing some comments here, I think somebody want to be part of the show. The show is Saturday, you know. The show maybe next year. We're going to talk to all
maybe next year.
We won't talk to all you, all right? We will definitely, when I say we at Hard Talk will put you in touch with Najuma and with Shiloh and with Jermaine and the entire crew, so that you can definitely speak with them, because we have to get to the point of this show. I think is so very important. I think it's a very, very important show. It's not just a beauty pageant, as you're looking at the superficial, as you're looking at how the person looks or how they dress. You're delving deeper into the person themselves and actually attempting to build a stronger person who will go out there and help to build other stronger persons. And I've been looking at the videos that they've been posting from their schools and so on the Little Miss Grenada pageant. Check it out on Facebook.
And they're backed by their peers. You know, their peers are supporting them, and that is what we wanted.
Yeah.
We want kids to be inspired and say, yes, you know how many phone calls we have received? I want my daughter to enter next year. I want my child to be a part of this.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we want to do. We want to start a movement of empowered children.
Busload.
That is going to change our future greatly.
Folks, we're moving like if it's a political rally. Everybody heading down on Saturday. I ain't saying which political party, because no matter which political party you invited, everybody come. Because we always say, folks in the National Democratic Congress, we love you all too. We have absolutely no problem with you all. And it's one
this is not about
Grenada.
Politics.
One Grenada.
Yes.
And that also reminds me of how people tend to get separated during the elections, because they think, oh, well, one party's supposed to win, another party's supposed to win. But all parties, no matter who wins, you still have to be a part of one family. We're still all a part of one family. And people always attempt to get separated. And they always say, oh, well, you're going down, I'm going to win, my party's going to win,
I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. We've been guilty.
And they all get to tend to get separated, and some of them even lose their trust in each other, and they tempt that love that they had for each other tends to go away a lot. So that's the thing about elections. That's another problem about elections.
So what would be your advice, right, to the adults who get involved in politics and create what you call enemies,
division.
Stop getting jealous of each other.
Stop getting.
I remember that you won.
Yeah.
Remember that you won.
Folks, we're quickly running out of time.
You said something I wanted to highlight on. The pageant. There is no swimwear section. And a lot of persons were concerned about that. I have a 9-year-old daughter. There is no way I would allow a 9, 10, 12-year-old child, young girl, to be parading on a stage in a swimsuit.
Thank you.
Right? What am I judging her by? What am I telling her?
Yeah.
What am I telling her? What message am I sending? And again, we were discussing the child sexual abuse. You know, there are a lot of perverts out there, and they will come to the show just for that. So there is no way we are going to have that. Even their costume, it is not allowed to be over their knees. The pants, the shorts, it's not allowed to go over their knees. It cannot be short. The dress is the same thing. You know, we are taking these things into consideration. You don't have to be naked or as a child to get the attention. It's about your brains and what you have inside your heart. That's what we want to showcase, your intelligence.
Absolutely. And folks, just a reminder that at the end of today's program, you can get a repeat. Oh no, 89.5 is still off, so we won't have the repeat tonight. But we will be repeating via our website, www.hardtalkgrenada.com. If you tune in there at 8 p.m., you will have the repeat. Also in Brooklyn. Wait, I'm surprised I haven't heard from you this morning. You know, you can try to call now. You can go and say you call. Watch. Yeah. Lord, I lose it there, Shiloh effect. Yeah, on 94.9. Right, 94.9 FM out there in Brooklyn. There'll be a rebroadcast of today's program at 10 p.m. tonight. Once I remember to send it to Weed. At 10 p.m. tonight. And also the live will be available as soon as we've ended the program. So you can go back there and view the live again. All right, and definitely we do promise you all, the Hard Talk listeners out there, that we will bring Shiloh back in studio with us for a program again, and we're going to bring Michelle separately for a program again. And the reason Michelle hasn't been here so far is I just plain stubborn. That is me, I'm stubborn. Michelle been asking over here to come on the program. I just stubborn. I didn't want to bring her on. I'm stubborn. I admit my faults. I'm stubborn. I'm working on that, but I'm stubborn. Yeah. So she definitely will be coming before Child Month. Before Child Month, right?
Let's hope.
Before. But before we close off the program, because I know 97.5 must go in a short while. Before we close off the program, though, you're representing the parish of St. John at this year's Queen Show. Tell us about how that has been thus far for you. It's not a new area for you. You've been in Queen Show or shows before.
I've had.
Yeah.
So I took part in Miss Esteval. I also took part in a pageant in Carriacou. So this would be my third pageant. I feel very proud to represent the parish of St. John, and I know a lot of people have the question as to why St. John, because most people, and I knew I was going to come with that question, so most people who know me knows that I'm affiliated with the parish of St. Andrew, but the parish of St. John have accepted me as one of their own, especially during the period of my sexual abuse. And I see this as a perfect opportunity to give back to the people of St. John. So I will be representing, and I will be representing to the best of my ability. I have Najuma here as a coach and someone who is working with me. So far, the preparation has been going great. It's a lot of adjustment. I have to balance work, I have to balance every other thing, but I'm giving it 150%.
150%?
Yes.
All right, I know you could give her 200 and say holding back some for later down. All right, definitely. And you see, you're not the only one. All of us are related somehow to different parts, because I'm part St. John, part Carriacou, Petit Martinique, part St. George, well, mostly St. George, and also part St. David, and a little tinkling of St. Andrew. So I have it all over.
But the interesting thing is, right, I did not see myself taking part in this pageant. So how this happened? 1 week before final exam, I'm sitting outside and I'm studying, trying to prepare for exam because I'm an overachiever and I love to get A's. So I'm sitting there and Senator Karen, who is my close friend, she comes to me and she said, Michelle, you don't want to take part in Crenshaw? And I said, Crenshaw, to represent who? She said, St. John. I said, but I'm not, why St. John? She said, but since I know you've been, from St. John, and they had the launch, they didn't have a representative. So I told her, I said, okay. After some convincing, I said, okay, no problem. Then the night of the Thursday, someone from the committee called me and they said, Michelle, you're sure you would go? Because I was supposed to take part in a Queen show in St. John some years ago. And 2 weeks before the show, I had to travel to study. So he was like, you're sure you won't drop out of the show? I said, no, I'll go. And then the Friday, I got a call from Mr. Cook Sitahal, and I was like, wow, that is serious business. So let me start to prepare. So
Morning, Cook.
So as I said, it has been going good with Karine, Najuma, Miss Sandra, and everybody who has been on my team. We are working hard. Yeah.
Definitely. That's why I am absolutely glad that I'm not a judge in any competition this year, because I can't judge Queen Show, I can't judge Little Miss Grenada, I can't judge anything this year. After we hear Dash come out with some tune and thing day, I ain't trying to judge anything this year. Anything final, Juma, on the Little Miss Grenada? I know I'm asking you that, and then we're going on. Final voice we're hearing today is the final voice is Shy. Okay. So you getting your piece, and then we're going to Shy for the final.
Yes, we would like to thank all of our sponsors who have, backed us from day one, including yourself, Sheldon, and Devon, Hard Talk family. We are very, very grateful. And we encourage everyone to come on down and support our young girls. Okay, they've been working hard. Come out and support your parish. I'll let Shiloh finish.
Yeah, Shiloh, you get the final word. I ain't saying anything. When we're done, when you finish talk, we're going straight to music. Me and Devon ain't saying nothing.
Okay, so I want to mention that there's a St. John here, and I already met with Little Miss St. John, so it's like a parish between Little, Daughter, and Parish. So it's like Big Miss St. John and Little Miss St. John.
Wonderful. Close the program for us. Tell the folks thank you for listening. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling. And thank you for all the people out there who support Little Miss Grenada, who has been a part of sponsors. And thank you. Keep on listening to Hard Talk. And I want you all to thank you, Sheldon Scott and my cousin.
Folks, we're out.
We out here. For the first time.
This year's Spice Mass climaxes on August 13th and 14th. It is an event you just cannot afford to miss. I am Tamaya Monroe, Miss Grenada 2017, inviting you to the festivities, the shortney and all the different traditional mass, the fancy mass, the Monday night mass, and as Specky said, the best part of Carnival, the Juve. Spice Mass 2018 is one that's going to be fun, epic, unforgettable. Miss Grenada 2017 Tamaya Monroe inviting you to the Carnival Queen Show on August 9th, 2018 to witness the 7 beautiful ladies contesting for the title Miss Grenada 2018. It is an event that you cannot afford to miss. Miss Grenada said so.
This one is for mommy. You play your part and you still playing your part. I love you from my heart, boy. Mommy, you lost and love your body. Put it till you depart. This one's from my heart.
This year promises to be a spectacular affair as beauties of the Caribbean compete on one stage for the title of Miss Caribbean United. Come see contestants from the islands of Trinidad, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Nevis, St. Vincent, Anguilla, Dominica, Venezuela, Antigua, Dominican Republic, Margarita, Barbados, and host country Grenada. It's the 2018 Miss Caribbean United pageant, Saturday, June 2nd at the Spice Basket, uniting the Caribbean through beauty.
Spice Mass Corporation presents White on the Sea to Glow Cruise, Saturday 26 May, aboard the Brother 2. Come party with the kings of our Soca Kingdom, St. David's Monarch, Blaze, Tonic, 2 times and reigning Groovy Monarch, Dash, 2 times OECS Monarch, 2 times Road Match, 4 times and reigning Soca Monarch, Boise. Tickets cost $40 with barbecue included. Get your tickets now from the Spice Mass office at the GCNA Complex, Kirati James Boulevard. Any Spice Mass Corporation member, Mitchell's Pharmacy in Grand Dance, or call 440-0621. Boarding time 7 p.m. White on the Sea, the Glow Cruise. You must wear white.
After returning the country on a sound economic footing, the new National Party government began releasing a number of developmental projects across the country, some of which were done by investors, both local and foreign, under the Citizenship by Investment program. Sharia Noel visited some of these projects, updates us on the work done, and tells the story of those who have benefited.
The Keith Mitchell administration stormed back to government in February 2013, promising to revive an economy left battered by the previous administration. Dr. Mitchell's new National Party promised to attract local and foreign investment as part of an overall plan to return stability to the economy and cut skyrocketing unemployment. The task was indeed challenging. Foreign investment projects that came to Grenada over the past 5 years include the Silver Sands Grenada, a $65 million U.S. investment luxury hotel and private villas. General Manager Christian Langlade confirms that confidence in the new National Party administration is the reason behind this significant investment.
The main reason why we are here and our investors chose Grenada is the great support that was extended by the government. Everybody has been extremely thoughtful and attentive in helping us to settle, whether it is on a legal point of view, a social point of view. We have very close relationship with the educational system, both for young apprentice or whether it be TAMCC, even the private sector like the university, St. George's University, that have been extremely good to help. So on all fronts we have been duly guided, and thanks to the constant support of Minister Steele and the cabinet members, the Minister of Tourism, we are being constantly guided and helped in our mission, and it's a joint effort that will definitely lead to a great success. So I'm not sure everybody fully appreciates the intensity of our project and where we are, what we are aiming at doing, but on the very short term it's 180 direct employments, very probably an additional 120, 150 subcontractors and suppliers. And obviously if things are going well, there's no reason why we should stop at this current investment, and would like to do more, because both we feel that the destination deserves for more and also has everything going for itself to increase again the size of the accommodations being offered and the caliber of operations.
Another of the major investments came through the Citizen by Investment program that aided in the expansion at Mount Cinnamon. Director of Savvy Grenada, Barry Colomo, explains.
We are going to double the size of our resort just based on Citizenship by Investment. And that speaks volumes. So, you know, already we've had to employ more people because we have more rooms. Continue to offer a high quality product which our customers expect. In terms of jobs, so all of these new suites and villas have to be built. So immediately there's construction jobs, but then there's sustainable direct jobs because you have a bigger resort, and there are there's more work for the ancillary services.
In the north of the island, Grenada has spent $4.6 million on the St. Patrick Breakwater project that employed some 30 people and returned the beachfront.
Perhaps the breakwater is the catalyst, will be the catalyst, because then there is access to the water up here, which at the moment there isn't. And so it will open up all sorts of opportunities up here, and I think all sorts of development will follow. So we are very excited about it.
The Oliveira Nature and Beach Resort Tourism Development Project, also in the north of the island, has seen some $10 million invested to date.
They are primarily from the St. Patrick Parish. So we have River Sally, of course, Rose Hill, Satyrs. We also have from Tivoli, and there are also some persons from the St. Andrew Parish as well. So we're sticking more to the northern side of the island since our project is based here. Going forward, once the project is complete, obviously once we're up and running, there will be the opportunity for quite a few Grenadians to be employed. We would need restaurant staff, we would need our sanitary and cleaning staff, bar management, front desk and receptionist, housekeeping, landscaping and farming. So there'll be quite a lot of opportunities for persons to fully join and become part of our family going forward.
Another significant investment during the period under review is that of the redevelopment of what was known as Flamboyant Hotel. The new name is the Kempton branded Kiwana Bay, a 4.5-star international luxury beach resort overlooking one of the world's most pristine white sand beaches in Monroe, St. George, to the tune of $125 million. The Kiwana Bay project began in January 2016 and has created employment for over 60 people. Other major projects coming to the island, creating jobs and building the economy, includes the Clarkscourt Bay Marina, that has invested $45 million to date, generating 35 permanent jobs. The Point at Pitti Calavini Resort, which began in 2016, presently employs 80 construction workers and is expected to have 50 permanent employees on completion. Hideaway True Blue, a $21 million condominium development, is also well underway. Also, the Keith Mitchell administration in the past 5 years has spent a significant sum on construction of bridges and road repairs throughout the state. Construction, which has expanded considerably, has played a major role in reviving the Grenada economy between 2013 and 2018. I am Sherian Noel.
Five locations have been selected and work has begun on the construction of Phase 2 of the Chinese low-income housing project. Ministry officials took a recent tour of the various sites and reports are they are pleased with the progress of work. Delroy Louison has more.
When government said that work will begin soon on the second phase of the Chinese low-income housing project, it meant every word. As you can see evidently behind me, right here in Diamond in St. Mark, work has begun for the foundation of the project. In approximately 3 years, Grenadians needing housing will benefit from affordable shelter when the second phase of the Grenada-China low-income housing project is completed. 5 sites are presently being prepared for the erection of 647 housing units. These sites are located at Corinth in St. David, the Villa in St. Patrick, Diamond in St. Mark, Bouchejo in St. George, and Dumfries on the Sister Isle Carriacou. These new sites will add to the already existing ones that are now inhabited by Grenadians in Frequente Grand Anse, Subi St. Andrew, and Mungi in St. George. The Grenada-China low-income housing project is being constructed by the Beijing Construction Engineering Group, whose full team is expected on island later this year. In the meantime, accommodation is being prepared for the Chinese team.
About 100 persons live here.
他们大概都什么时候到？
我们要陆续的来，大概得到今年年底吧。
They will not come in one time. Maybe some will come first and some will come later. And I think until the end of this year, all the people will arrive here.
In December last year, representatives from both China and Grenada signed a memorandum of understanding for the second phase of the project. The construction of these houses is part of the Human Settlement Program of the Government of Grenada through the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, as the Keith Mitchell regime seeks to improve the housing conditions of low-income households on a sustainable basis. It is also part of the overall Grenada Housing Improvement Scheme, which is implemented by that ministry.
Thousands of people, men, women and child, will benefit directly from this development. Hundreds of people will find job on the various sites for the next 3 years. So we'll have local people finding jobs as part of the agreement on those different sites.
The Housing Ministry recently visited the sites and saw that foundation work is well on its way. Civil engineer in the Ministry of Works and project manager of the project, Nigel Noel, gives us an overview of the preliminary work to be done on each site before the units are erected.
What we have here, this is building number 2, okay? Foundation for building number 2. So this, the form work that you see in here is to collect the binding portion of the foundation. So they're about to cast binding here. Now the binding is comprised of 200 psi concrete mix. So that's the actual strength that you expected to have here. The ground was compacted at 100 kPa. That's the design compaction that was done by the consulting company, right? And now we are here now to basically look at if we are ready for casting that binding.
I want to once again extend thanks to the People's Republic of China for coming to our assistance, for making this big impact, and for being in current.
That was Parliamentary Representative for the Parish of St. David, the Honourable Oliver Joseph. His constituency will receive 226 units, the highest number in the entire housing project. Both parliamentary representatives for St. Patrick East and West, the Honourable Anthony Boson and Pamela Moses, are grateful for having affordable housing come to the historic parish.
We are extremely happy in St. Patrick's today. This is well timed. We are in dire need of housing in St. Patrick's and all of Grenada. But having working with the people in St. Patrick's East, I want to say to you, Ambassador, that what you have done for our people will remain with us. You are changing lives of the people in St. Patrick's, and we are honored to partner with you in servicing the Grenadian people.
So I wish to place on record my appreciation and the appreciation of the people of St. Patrick of the efforts of our Minister of Housing, the Honourable Delma Thomas, and the staff of the Ministry of Housing and Social Development for her unwavering support for this project. Let me tell you something. This project, the villa was supposed to be the third, what do you call it, not among the first, but the Minister and the Prime Minister had a discussion after I made a strategic intervention, and they both agreed that the villa should be upgraded and replaced among the first 2 projects to be implemented. So, Minister, I want to thank you for your intervention in this matter.
Apart from the strides being made with the project, what is also important to note is the friendly cooperation which both countries have developed.
I think between China and Grenada will be one team. Yeah, we must have a good cooperation and work together, and also have a good relationship between the 2 countries.
Reporting from the Chinese low-income housing project here at Diamond in St. Mark, I'm Delroy Louzan for State of Affairs.
Inmates at Her Majesty's Prison is finding hope behind bars as they are learning valuable skills and receiving training that will equip them to live productive lives when reintegrated into society. All this in an effort by the authorities to reduce incidences of repeat offenders. Wendy Edmond has more.
As an inmate here, I have learned quite a lot. I've seen things that one would have not really able to decipher outside of the prison. I think generally prisoners, they spend the time, and some of them are well rehabilitated while others may not be inclined to do so. because there are other programs need to be put in place, and so in terms of, you know, avoiding that kind of behavioral pattern, and so to repeat their time in the prison, you know. But for the internally, the prison itself, I would say that they have some good programs, and think management is striving for betterment, and it's, you know, it's tough. It's not easy to run a prison.
There are a lot of different things you can do here, like we will be able to work the oven, you know, mix flour, you know, and it could help you, like when you go outside, to be on a more positive side of life, to get a work, you know, so you could open your own little business or so for yourself, you know, and encourage others to see what you have done in prison. Okay, they could take your part and follow it and stay outside and be a very good citizen of Grenada, you know, and empower other people to do good.
The rehabilitation program has been benefiting me in ways that helping me prepare myself for when I re-enter society, which is pretty soon. My time here has, I say, it's been well spent, because the whole of Grenada know what I'm here for, and the idea is, so when I go back out in society, to live a productive life, look after my family and myself, and do my best not to ever come back in this place again, because being in prison has certainly changed my life in ways that it's hard to explain, but I know for myself I have made changes. Other officers here could attest to that. The type of person that I have come here as, there's a complete turnaround in my life. Rehabilitation program in jail may not be as much as we like, but as an individual, I'm self-motivated. So whatever little rehabilitation program there is, I try my best to fit in myself to take full advantage of it.
The voices of inmates at Her Majesty's Prison who is finding hope behind bars. Life can hit you several blows at once, which can cause you to lose self-control and end up in conflict with the law. When this happens, the law takes its course and you run the risk of going to prison. But if you're serious about improving who you are and finding better ways to respond to your problems, rehabilitation behind the bars can be a first step to empowering you and refocusing your life ahead of re-entering the real world. At the Richmond Hill Prison, inmates are given an opportunity to correct their wrongs by building better selves. The facility now offers several skills training and academic programs, as well as rehabilitation sessions, all for the sole reason of ensuring they are not repeat offenders.
The academic and the skills training, the CXC, the school leaving, and the Project Reach. Project Reach is a skills training program that we have in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth. And some of the inmates, they receive their CVQs in small engine repairs, poultry, rearing, electrical installation, and small engine. Yes, those are the areas. Because part of what we are interested in is when inmates come here, is for them to end up leaving here with a skill. And that's what we are doing, because many times when they leave with a skill, based on our own experience, we realize that they do not come back.
While these programs seek to enhance the well-being of the inmates, it also serves as an income generator for the operations of the facility. Poultry farming, crop cultivation, both at the prison and the Mardi Gras farms, electrical installation, building construction, and the bakery serves as the key areas of income generation. Alistair Stanislaus, an inmate in charge of the poultry farm, gave us an inside look of the farm.
I've been on the farm for the last 5 years, working along with Mr. Pierre and the other officer who used to be here before, Mr. Bruffett. When I came, they used to do the poultry production was a bit less, but since I came out on the farm, I mean, with my expertise, they have decided to increase their production, which is pretty good, because now the prison is producing a lot of eggs and a lot of broiler meat, what we used to consume on the inside of the prison. Currently, the capacity of birds we have at the prison, the layers, we have 2,500, and the broilers, we presently have 1,200. We have a capacity for 5,000 layers and 3,000 broilers, which I would still love to see the prison increase more than that, because they have the labor force. So if you have the labor force, you might as well invest and have the prison producing a lot more chickens for government institution especially, school feeding program and start doing mass production, because mass production would always bring down the cost of what comes out in the end.
The bakery industry is said to be the highest revenue income earner at the facility.
The bakery opens at least 3:30 every morning, and we have approximately 18 inmates that work in the bakery. We begin by baking the bread. In fact, we use the mixer, and that mixer is basically a very old mixer. So we use that mixer for mixing the dough. After mixing the dough now, we weigh the dough based on the type of bread that we are making. After we weigh out all our dough, we roll the bread and so on, we put it to rise, and after rising and so on, we put it into the oven. Well, basically the timing of the oven is what type of bread we want to make.
Based on what you do here and the entire production, do you see inmates taking this out to their career after coming from here?
Of course, because we have inmates that left the prison, and when they went out, they work in other bakery, and some of them open their own business.
The government, through its youth development program and the Ministry of Education, plays an integral role in the implementation of these programs and recently conducted a graduation ceremony where 21 inmates received a certification from the National Training Agency and CXC O-level passes. Principal at the institution, Leon Cornwall, says no one inmate should leave the prison walls without achieving any form of education.
In the academic stream, the program caters for inmates at 3 different levels of academic development, namely basic literacy and numeracy, school leaving, and the CXC. In our efforts to elevate the academic level of the inmates, we have been greatly assisted by 2 ministries, namely the Ministry of Education, in particular the Examinations Unit and the School Supplies Unit. And secondly, the Ministry of Youth in providing us with 4 Imani teachers during the period under review.
Superintendent Rupert Nichols at Her Majesty's Prison says it is important that the public is educated as to the operations at the facility since it alleviates incidences of repeat offenders.
The population is reached the lowest ever in 4 years, and it came down to 410. The highest population being 523 in 2014. So as Mr. Stroud pointed out, the rehabilitation program, especially the skills component, is very, very good for the prison. And as was asked, the questioner was asked whether it is mandatory or the inmates would have to volunteer. In the past, we had inmates volunteering, but because we see the success of the program that is being run, both academically and on the skill component, we have plans to make it mandatory that when inmates enter the institution, they are assessed and placed in the area that we see that they could help them, make them better individuals to fit back into society.
Social worker at the Richmond Hill Prison, Christopher Stroud, believes that the programs are assisting in the reformation of these offenders. He indicated that there has been a decline in the population there.
And what we find is that most of the inmates who are involved in these programs, they do not return. So whereas in the general population, persons who are not involved in the program, any other programs at all, about 75% of them return. Whereas those who have received the skills are involved in other aspects of the components of the rehab program, about maybe 20% of them return.
With every correctional facility comes the issue of maximum security. At the Richmond Hill Prison, a new upgraded security system has been installed.
Anyone entering the prison must enter the security building. Whether by officers or inmates alike, they all have to enter here. Now, we have 3 different security checks here. We have the X-ray machine, whereby the personal effects will pass through the X-ray room, will be X-rayed. And we also have the walk-through scanner. And then we also have the handheld metal detector, whereby the person check you, give you a rub-down check with the metal detector. Since after we install this security room, we have great success in the prison in terms of alleviating some of the contraband items coming into the prison. So I can say we are moving forward. This is some of the things that we upgrade to, and we're looking forward for more things. The cameras, we have more cameras to install, but thus far, this is as how far we reach as putting into our security system at the prison.
Overall, it's plain to see that the officers and managers at Her Majesty's Prison is doing all in their power to ensure a safe and conducive society by reducing the number of return offenders. They are doing this through programs like those instituted by the Ministry of Youth that provides skill training and development and counseling. It's not an easy task, but one that the authorities are willing and ready to tackle head on. For State of Affairs, I am Wendy Edmund.
Welcome back. Putting idle lands back into production. That's one of the major benefits being realized under the Cane Co investment project operating here in Grenada. The project have been bringing new meaning to the term cane production as they prepare for the manufacturing of Renegade rum in the next few years.
Since the government of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell assumed office in 2013, they have embarked on an agenda to encourage and promote business with local and foreign investors. This week, State of Affairs takes you to one of the projects, Cane Co, better known as Renegade Rum, where we bring you an update as to what has been happening.
About 2 years ago, Renegade Rum Distillery officially launched its operations here in Grenada, promising a product that's second to none when production begins. But to get to the point of producing an actual bottle of Renegade Rum, the agricultural arm of the company, Cane Co, has been putting in the groundwork by planting and producing cane for production. Since the launch, a nursery was set up in La Colombe, St. David, where the various strains of cane is being grown and distributed to other locations for planting. They have been operating for a year and 9 months.
And we are monitoring their progress as we go. And we want to see how they perform at different locations. And generally in Grenada, from previous soil tests that was done, the soil in Grenada is, especially along the coastal area, right? It's very good for sugarcane. We are getting excellent growth. In fact, it's way past what the study would have indicated.
To date, close to 100 acres of cane has been planted in various locations. The ultimate goal is to have about 600 acres of cane planted by mid-2019.
We have about 29, close to 30 acres at Bacala. That's where we are right now. We are cleaning, presently we're doing some cleaning on the other side, which may give us about another 15 to 20 acres. We have just about 35 acres at Valentine, that's in St. Patrick. And we have the nursery, which is 14 acres at La Colombe. And we have another 25 acres at Hope in St. Andrews. Most of it, like I said, is along the
The project is taking a careful and calculated approach to growing cane from the climate to the soil type and the terrain of the lands. It's certainly not business as usual, all to ensure a quality product that is rich in taste and texture. A survey was conducted prior to the launch of the company to find out if the country could handle a project of its magnitude. When the results were positive,
Welcome back. The records show that the last 5 years under the Keith Mitchell-led administration has been some of the more brighter days the country has ever seen in over a decade. One of the major achievements under the current government is its ability to drastically reduce the unemployment rate from over 40% to now 24%. Abigail McIntyre explains how this was achieved.
Mr. Speaker, today
Grenada is now at the forefront of all class of activities. I can testify.
The government is celebrating an achievement it says warrants testifying, for as it forges ahead with a mission to restore hope and put people back to work.
5 years on, we've seen unemployment drop from in excess of 40% down to 24%, almost half, which is a significant reduction over this period and an incredible achievement when you compare it to what we faced when we came in.
These last 5 years, brothers and sisters, I believe in my lifetime has been the best 5 years I ever seen in this country. We have come too far to go back.
Reducing the country's unemployment rate from over 40% in 2013 to 24% has been a stunning accomplishment, and the period 2008 to 2013 pales by comparison. Staring into the face of a failing economy and growing unemployment, the Keith Mitchell administration returned to office 5 years ago, facing an uphill struggle.
So what we have seen is an influx of business entities, local, expanding, or those who were not even functioning come back on board, and they have captured and created employment for a number of Grenadians.
Tough decisions were necessary if the local economy were to rebound. A structural adjustment program was introduced, emphasizing increased revenue and reduced spending as part of efforts to stabilize the economy.
But what it demonstrates is that the measures that this administration has put in place since coming into office, in terms of re-stimulating the economy, creating new economic opportunities, we are seeing a direct correlation between improvements in our economy, increases in economic opportunities, and the reduction in unemployment.
And so I'm very proud, Mr. Speaker, of the record of this government. And it shows the leadership and the unity of this government. That you must have a united team to achieve that. Everyone had to be on board. Everyone working together.
The policies of the Keith Mitchell administration started a turnaround in the local economy, fueled by large growth in construction and tourism as unemployment began a downward trajectory. This falling trend of unemployment is also attributed to the government's policy of pursuing a citizenship by investment program, which grew rapidly in 2017. Many of the new construction projects, employing thousands from Kawana Bay Resort to Renegade Rum Distillery, are as a result of the CBI.
All of these projects, those that have already commenced and those that will commence, all of them are going to produce jobs. They're going to create jobs, because in 9 cases out of 10, what we're looking at is construction activity. Once the construction activity has ended, then you have the operational phase, and that in itself, there's more job creation there.
This is an investor-friendly, a private sector-friendly government and administration, and we have been able to attract, through increased investor confidence, investment both from foreign investment in addition to our own local investors. So if we see private sector development within the tourism and hospitality sector, we have numerous new hotels that are either under construction or existing hotels that are being redeveloped, upgraded.
The falling unemployment rate in the last 5 years can also be attributed to a policy decision by the Mitchell government to support small business. A loan facility by the Grenada Development Bank funded new small businesses and expanded existing ones.
This one was close to the Prime Minister's heart, because he said, if we have to create sustainable jobs and you give our young people who have a business plan and an idea the financing to start, and there is movement in the economy, nothing going to stop them.
That's how small people benefiting from it. Without that, where would you get the money?
Public and private sector activities are on a high, creating hundreds of jobs with the promise of more in the horizon. A growth is also being reported in the island's call centers, where hundreds of new jobs are now available.
In the Prime Minister's recent budget, he indicated there's been a decrease in the unemployment rate. We would like to think that KM2 Solutions would have certainly contributed to that success. Currently employing over 350 employees, with anticipated growth to 500 employees in early 2018. Expect KM2 Solutions to continue increasing its impact on the overall economy.
I can challenge anybody today, anybody from any walks of life. Look at the work that has been done in Grenada today and tell us that the new National Party as a government is not at work. We are hard at work building our people, and that is what we will continue to do, brothers and sisters.
The old adage says, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And so the proof of government's efforts to stabilize the economy and restore hope to many is evident in the thousands who have been able to find employment and the many others who have been able to create employment for themselves and others. History has recorded government's performance over the last 4.5 years as they are able to boast of a significant reduction in the country's unemployment rate. This is an achievement worth testifying. I am Abigail McIntyre.
Investments in education are reaping returns. Today, many Grenadians are boasting of their achievements thanks to scholarships and grants from government to pursue their areas of study. Added to that, many schools and learning institutions have received major facelifts and in some instances, brand new facilities to accommodate proper learning. Annette Moore explains.
For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl.
The government of Grenada is taking its responsibility for education seriously. 10.1% of the 2018 budget, the second highest allocation, equivalent to $112.1 million, was designated for education and human resource development.
Well, there's been significant government investment in all areas of the education system, which then open up additional opportunities.
The education minister noted that since 2013, more than 1,000 scholarships in excess of $210 million have been awarded, with many recipients being youth.
I always said to myself, I have to become a doctor before I get to the age of 35. And I'm growing up in a home where my grandparents couldn't read and write.
Uplifting 1,000 minds in a 5-year period is a phenomenal achievement. It will have a direct positive impact on our national development and our national productivity. So this is a significant initiative by this administration.
Critical partners who provide scholarships include the People's Republic of China, the Republics of Cuba, and Trinidad and Tobago, and the St. George's University.
And the largest provider is St. George's University. So coming into office, we renegotiated the arrangement we had with St. George's University so that we are able to access even more scholarships.
Many of these are full academic scholarships. Additionally, the Education Minister says that approximately 3,500 national vocational and Caribbean vocational qualifications have been awarded through the Grenada National Training Agency.
Whether it is in trade areas, whether it is tiling, masons, carpenters, electricians, plumbers, etc., there's significant job opportunities right now in that area.
He noted that short courses offered by friendly governments such as the Republic of China, worth millions of dollars, have benefited many public officers.
It is the aggressive approach of this administration and the priority placed on it that we have been able to afford ourselves so many scholarship opportunities, and more than we have received ever in our education history.
Where funding is required, the Grenada Development Bank has been instrumental in assisting students, particularly those with little or no collateral.
God gave me a loan, they made that dream possible. And now I got back home, a mobile practitioner, a private veterinarian, which means basically run my own practice, go around the island, all over the treat dog, cat, do surgeries, medical stuff. And I'm living my dream.
The Grenada Development Bank has a very important role to play. I think to date they may have issued loans to over, I believe it's somewhere in the region of 150 students, valued at over $10 million to assist in student loans.
Working along with various stakeholders such as the World Bank, OFID, the Caribbean Development Bank, the European Union, the Basic Needs and Trust Fund, and other international donors, the government of Grenada has also invested in major educational infrastructure upgrades, benefiting more than 30 schools in the past 5 years.
The program value, somewhere in the region of $100 million, has been or will be spent on upgrading our school infrastructure.
The T.A. Marichaud Community College in St. George received a new technical wing in 2014. The Education Minister also explained that TAMCC will receive a major overhaul in the near future as part of 2 strategic initiatives. The first involves a review of the curriculum to make it more relevant, with the aid of the Pedner Foundation and McMaster University in Canada. The other initiative will upgrade all campus sites with the assistance of the Caribbean Development Bank. A new administrative and technical wing were completed in 2015 for the Grenada Boys Secondary School, and also in that year, MacDonald College received a new technical wing and the St. David's Catholic Secondary School was refurbished, putting an end to major infrastructural concerns.
Having this new building is like coming out from bondage. You know, like the children of Israel, their freedom, we finally at the promised land.
In 2016, the Woburn Methodist School in St. George received outstanding new facilities that will also serve as a hurricane shelter. Additionally, the refurbishment of the St. Dominic's RC School in St. David and the St. Mary's RC School in St. Andrew were completed in 2016, while work on the St. Theresa's RC Preschool in St. David and the rebuilding of the Holy Cross RC School in Munich, St. Andrew is in progress.
Major works have been completed for St. George's Methodist, Constantine Methodist, and the relocation of Bishop's College.
In 2017, the Paraclete Government School in St. Andrew was fully refurbished, while the St. Patrick's Anglican School, in addition to being refurbished, also received a new wing and new toilet facilities.
Mr. Speaker, in 2018, a number of schools will receive major renovation and rehabilitation works. Designs and drawings are being completed to soon begin work on Bishop's College in Carriacou, SDA Comprehensive Secondary School, Presentation Boys College, and St. Joseph's Convent in St. George's.
This is funded by a $15 million U.S. loan and $500,000 U.S. in grant funding from the Caribbean Development Bank as part of the Grenada Education Enhancement Project. It will also fund the new school buildings for the St. Andrew's Anglican Primary and the St. David's Catholic Secondary Schools and teacher training, among other things.
But I believe it's not since the passing of Hurricane Ivan and Emily has so much been invested in the upgrading of our school infrastructure.
Teacher training and qualification upgrades has been another area of focus.
When we came into office in 2013, somewhere in the region of 2/3 of secondary teachers were untrained. They did not have the minimum qualifications required to teach, and 1/3 of primary school teachers.
Since 2013, Steele says more than 150 teachers have been trained and qualified, and this will continue.
IMF forecast strong economic growth for Grenada for 2018-2019. Details to this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back with the National Report for today, Tuesday, May 15, 2018. I am Wendy Edmond. The International Monetary Fund has forecast that 2018-2019 will be the strongest year for economic growth for Grenada. On Tuesday, the Ministry of Finance, together with IMF's official, held a press conference highlighting their findings after a thorough assessment of the economic activities of the country. The mission, led by IMF's representative Bogdan Lizovolik, met with government's officials, members of the business community, the labor unions, and the civil society. In its new assessment of Grenada's economic outlook, the IMF predicts growth this year and next year of 3.6%. However, it warned that performance could be curtailed by minimal risks. IMF Mission Chief to Grenada, Bogdan Lizovolik, also made mention of the influence of the CBI program and credit unions towards Grenada's economic growth.
Economic growth in Grenada has been strong. Our assessment is that 2017 economic growth was 4.5%. That is substantially above what we estimated before. That is underpinned by good progress in construction sector and tourism sector. On the other hand, performance of the agriculture sector was a headwind because of weather-related negative effects. But overall, GDP growth has been way above what we had been projecting before.
Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell has given the assurance that the SEED program is not on hold. He was speaking during a meeting of the House of Representatives on Tuesday.
The SEED program is not on hold. We are not. Some of the problems that were evident in the house repair special project needing assistance, we cannot say that about the SEED program and the way it was managed and implemented. And that's to the credit of the Minister of Social Development and, of course, our friends who have supported this program consistently so.
Social Development Minister Honorable Delma Thomas also confirmed that the program is ongoing.
SEED, Mr. Speaker, the program is going well, and there were miscommunication where they believed that the program was on hold. However, this program is continuing as normal, and therefore I want to let beneficiaries know that this month your benefits will be available from the 24th of the month.
Minister Thomas says in subsequent months they will seek to pay 1 week before the end of the month to avoid the hassle experienced at month end. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
This year promises to be a spectacular affair as beauties of the Caribbean compete on one stage for the title of Miss Caribbean United. Come see contestants from the islands of Trinidad, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Nevis, St. Vincent, Anguilla, Dominica, Venezuela, Antigua, Dominican Republic, Margarita, Barbados, and host country Grenada. It's the 2018 Miss Caribbean United pageant, Saturday, June 2nd at the Spice Basket, uniting the Caribbean through beauty.
Welcome back. A major cleanup operation is on the way on the sister isle, Carriacou, in a bid to rid the island's beaches of sargassum, which has begun flooding the beaches once again. Details in this report. The cleanup on the mainland and Carriacou is being undertaken by the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment, Forestry, Fisheries, Disaster Management and Information in partnership with the Ministry of Health. It is being done in collaboration with private contractors in effort to accelerate the process, and it follows a cabinet-approved action plan for the Sagazam cleanup, which runs from May 9th to June 8th, 2018 in the first instance. The Sagazam is on various beaches like Telescope, Soubise, Marquis, and Hope in St. Andrews, Las Jess in St. David, Windward, and Mount Pleasant in Carriacou. Minister Kendra Matthew-Stewart of the Ministry of CARICOM Petty Affairs and Local Government says that the ministry is doing all in its power to ensure the eradication of the Sagazam on the two main beaches in Carriacou.
We are presently at the Mount Pleasant beach. Cleaning work started sometime yesterday. We've engaged a contractor to assist with the provision of the services to remove the Sagazam seaweed from this area. It is an area that is used quite frequently by the people of Mount Pleasant and surrounding areas. And so over the last 2 or 3 days, we've had personnel coming to clean up and to remove the seaweed from this particular area. And we are very happy and pleased with the process, with the progress of this activity, and hopefully something that we look to continue as we are plagued with this issue.
Residents, mainly on the eastern side of the island, say they are experiencing the adverse impacts of the Sagazam because of the noxious odor and inconvenience to their livelihood.
Most likely, as the seaweed now start to come, they should have heap up the seaweed. They shouldn't make the seaweed pile up there like that, so you know. Right now, the seaweed going down, you're going down the seaweed. You're looking like that, you're reaching quite up over your knee. Yeah, deep down there. No matter how you see it, so, you know. And when you go down in it, your foot sticking, you have to get a force to pull it up, to raise a foot to drop it again. They're real terrible, you know. So, excavator come along this man in a stick, right? They come to take it out, they leave and they gone. Or when you should have climbed by the road, people passing in a vehicle, and you might find the barrier up their nose, something like that. Smelling bad. They're real bad, real bad.
To be honest with you, in Marquis, we don't really have the strong scent in Marquis like how we have it in Soubise and Telescope. We don't have it because if you realize the water moving, you know, it'll settle like Soubise one way. Keep moving, so we don't really get the scent like how Soubise and other places get it.
Well, to be truthful, the seaweed is a good and a bad. Because when the other side, sometimes we hold fish bite and sometimes we don't hold fish. But on the other side, when boats have to pass, some of them boats can't go through it. You understand? And when it comes shore again, depending on where you developing, it's smelling stinky, spoiling TV, spoiling all different kind of thing. You understand? Radio, even your fridge door, the chain, all them kind of things is spoiling.
Many persons see the Sagazam as waste, but it has multiple valuable uses. In Grenada, Sagazam is already being used, once rinsed with fresh water, as an organic fertilizer, and farmers are reporting excellent results, especially with vegetables. A new wages advisory board is being established in the Ministry of Labour. During a meeting of the House of Representatives on Tuesday, Labour Minister Honourable Peter David said the board will examine wages in various sectors. Setting up of the board is just one of the initiatives being undertaken by the ministry in response to concerns by trade unions and the Employers Federation.
Setting up the wages advisory board will certainly cause us to have a look at minimum wage. As you're well aware, there is no single minimum wage, but there's a minimum wage for various sectors. We in the ministry are now reviewing that. We are going to set up the wages advisory board to have a look at the wages in various sectors.
This has been the National Report for today, Tuesday, May 15, 2018. I am Wendy Edmond, thanking you for viewing.